Sports, let's go!
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. To my right this morning.
What's the word? It's Corey.
To my left this morning.
Joey.
In the booth is Adam, and then in the other booth, we like to call him Fish. He is here today. Adam's going to provide us with his bets of the day coming up at 8:50. Fish is going to do his facts of the day coming up at 9:50. And Joey is going to give us the news right about now.
Good morning, everyone!
Read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go!
Let's go.
So J.J. Watt has a new home. He is headed to the Arizona Cardinals. 2 years, $31 million deal. He got his money.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good fit for him, I think, honestly. We'll talk more about that in the show coming up soon. Joakim Noah reportedly retiring from the NBA. And this video here, we can never forget when he laughed right in the face of the Miami Heat.
Now,
I love this video so much.
Joakim Noah has always been that guy that just plays hard, like just incredibly hard. Even when he was at Florida, that whole team. Didn't he play with Al Horford too?
Believe so.
Yeah, that squad was crazy good.
I respect players like that so much.
Right.
That just get in the face like this.
In the face.
The most expensive NBA card ever, a 2018-2019 National Treasures rookie card. This one, it hurts for me to say because you would imagine Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Zion Williamson, Luka Doncic. How?
$4 million for a Luka Doncic card?
$4.6 million. It's a one-of-one card.
Yeah, I was doing some research on it to find out exactly why it went for that much, and there are some reasons, but I'll never understand a Luka Doncic card this early in his career being worth that much. Like, granted, he almost had a triple-double last night and made Adam look very smart because Adam took the triple-double bet on Luka, but dude, he's 2 years into his career. He could break his ankle tomorrow and never play again.
I mean, hey, he's an overseas phenomenon. He's, his value is increasing as he goes. I can see it being that much, especially with the way things are appreciating value. It's not that shocking, but still, $4.6 million is a hefty price tag.
Yeah, you don't think that's shocking?
Not really.
Damn. All right, Corey got that money.
I mean, listen, truthfully, you hear this, it's like, all right, at least you get a physical card. But some of these NBA top shots that are going for like hundreds of thousands of dollars and it's literally just a YouTube video, that's what I don't understand at all. So maybe I'm with you on this a little bit, Corey. Today, the Pistons versus the Raptors, the game is postponed to tomorrow night due to some more contact tracing with Toronto. So hopefully that game is happening tomorrow because I need some more Pistons basketball. Spurs Nets, crazy finish to the game. DeJounte Murray forces overtime.
Drive.
Spurs
Irving,
couldn't
ball
close the
fake,
game,
scoops it up.
but watch
No
the way that
good.
he
4
hit
seconds
this
left.
overtime shot. Crazy.
Murray loses the basketball.
That's how you gotta do it, though.
Fires it up.
Just the dagger,
it's
baby.
good.
See,
4
but, like,
seconds left.
How is it not a goaltending
Murray
right there?
loses the basketball. Fires
and then
it
he
up.
just comes back with a
It's
crazy
good.
shot.
Ball fake, scoops it up.
I love
no
seeing
good.
shots like
4
this.
seconds
Yeah.
left. Murray loses the basketball.
But unfortunately, the Spurs could
Fires
not
it up.
close, losing to the Nets by
it's good.
11.
Count
Nets,
it. We are.
This team's
They're on a
looking
tear.
scary. This team's looking scary.
They're a good team. I like them. They can't play defense, but they're a damn good team.
They don't need defense when they got that many stars.
Right.
Defense wins championships except for the Nets. The number one seeds projected for the NCAA tournament. Selection Sunday, by the way, is next Sunday, March 14th. But it's looking like it's going to be Gonzaga, Baylor, Michigan, and Illinois. And teams still fighting for a berth. This one's crazy to me. Michigan State, who's 13-10. Duke, 11-9. North Carolina, 15-9.
There are some names on the bubble this year, man. The NIT tournament's going to be dope.
Hey, I don't know if I'm going to watch it, though.
Why?
It's the NIT, man.
It's the NIT. Have you ever watched the NIT?
Barely.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I'll check in on it, maybe if a Michigan's playing, but it's just not the same. Like, I always feel like the winner of the NIT should have made the tournament, and that's really the only thing they're playing to prove is that I should have been in the big dance.
They don't deserve my eyes to be watching those games.
Right.
Until you get there. Hopefully you do get there. Some games, though, tonight that you can look out for. Wings taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. 7 o'clock. It's a home game here in Detroit. Number 2, Michigan versus number 4, Illinois at 7. Another home game in Ann Arbor. And MSU taking on Indiana, 8 p.m. at the Breslin Center. And I just wanted to start off by giving a quick little shout out to Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. There's a little code word right now for you to get 15% off the entire order. It's WSN. You go to bridgestreetexchange.com. And fellas, I'm telling you, just go check out this website because it's a one-stop shop for all things for guys. They got the barware stuff. They got Carhartt gear, which is my favorite. A lot of Michigan-owned companies. So bridgestreetexchange.com. Check them out.
Yeah, I still haven't made it out there yet, but man, all the commercials I'm seeing and then you hyping it up, like that, it seems like my type of shop.
It really is. Like, especially you're the kind of guy that when's the last time you've ever gone to a mall?
I can't remember.
Exactly. You walk in here, you literally like Kevin there will help you. Like, all right, this is for you. This is for you. You want them Thorogood boots? All the boots right over here. Carhartt in the back room.
Nice.
It's a beautiful store.
I'll take it. All right, yeah, I got to make my way out to Fenton and then go to that like Firehouse restaurant they got out there. I love that place. All right, so J.J. Watt is on the move. He has officially signed with the Arizona Cardinals, and the way this guy went about it I thought was hilarious. First of all, he didn't change his Twitter. He didn't change Facebook. He didn't change MySpace. He didn't change whatever else. He went on his Peloton profile, and that's what he changed first before anything.
So I heard he doesn't even have Peloton.
Really?
So I'm hearing that this is a troll that kind of somehow got the inside word and did that, because I was hearing some talks yesterday, Wilbon I think it was, that was talking about how he doesn't even have a Peloton. So
Well,
I'm curious to see. Maybe it is true. I don't know, but that's what I was hearing.
Well, Peloton broke the news yesterday.
Oh, I thought it was J.J. Watt because he's the one he had went on Twitter and posted source me with him in the jersey.
I thought that was an awesome post, man. Like that, because you get right now in media, it's like, all right, where'd you hear that? Where'd you hear that? It's a rumor. It's a rumor. And he's like, source me.
That reminds me of I think it was about a year or two ago when the Atlanta Falcons announced that they released somebody, and somebody replied back to the Atlanta Falcons like, who's the source? And they retweeted us. Literally.
Yeah, they had to circle back to themselves to let them know. But I thought that Peloton thing was hilarious. It does turn out that it was fake. But that's where we are as a society. Like, people are watching fake profiles to get information out of them.
So I was thinking about this. Just say that you play for a team and you were having some breaking news where all the talk was, oh, wow, Stick, or oh, wow, Corey Woods going to the Detroit Lions. How would you break that news?
Ooh, I don't know. First of all, it'd be a dream come true. Second of all, I like what J.J. Watt did. Source me. Like that to me is like so 2021 because you need to do that shit.
I would do it the same way too. Just go ahead and jump the media like, hey, you're hearing it straight from the horse's mouth, and then they can go ahead and report the details of the deal. I'm going to get into all that specifics.
Right. So anyways, J.J. Watt, 2 years, $31 million, $23 million of it guaranteed.
Not a bad contract.
No, and that's kind of exactly what he said he was looking for, too. Didn't he say he wanted between like 14 and 16 million?
And he got it, and it's going to be a good move for the Cardinals, too. Last year, they were ranked 12th in defense. Obviously, adding J.J. Watt, he's going to enhance that. Chandler Jones didn't play because due to injury, so you're going to add J.J. Watt with Chandler Jones, with Simmons, with Budda Baker, who's an all-pro over. That defense is going to be something to be reckoned with next year, and people are saying, like, hey, J.J. Watt wants to go to a contender. Well, the Cardinals are 8-8 last year, not contender status, but in the NFC, he can possibly lift them over that hump, and, you still got Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins on the offense. They might be a sleeper in the NFC.
Yeah, did you see, D-Hop a little while ago tweeted out a picture of him and J.J. Watt, and then he doctored the uniforms. It says, let's finish what we started, and it puts them both in Cardinal uniforms.
Hey, why not? They get that mass exodus out of Houston. We already seen what's going on there, so I'm curious to see if they're even able to keep anybody there.
So now do you trade Kyler Murray for Deshaun Watson? Bring the whole crew over.
Might as well get the whole gang over there.
Right.
It's crazy when you look at this team now, though, because you got Chandler Jones already there, right? That's the number 1 and number 2 sackers since 2012. And when you look at like the division that they're in with the Rams, you're scared of Aaron Donald. But you look at who this defense has now, like that is a scarier line right there.
Yeah, the only thing with Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt, like you said, they have led the leagues in sacks since 2012. Chandler Jones with 97, J.J. Watt with 95.5. The only thing you got to worry about with these guys is health, right? I mean, they're both older players.
And that's why I said you just adding them in there with you got Simmons over there, and Reddick had an improved year last year, led the Cardinals in sacks with 12.5 and 15 tackles for loss. So just adding them in there where where Jones and Watt are not going to have to shoulder the entire load, I think they'll be great within that defensive scheme.
I do think it's interesting, though, Corey, and you kind of brought it up, the fact that they're not really a contender, and that's what he said he wanted to go to. So we were all projecting him to go to like the Steelers or go to, maybe like a 49ers or something like that. I don't think Arizona's that much of a contender. Obviously, they could take a leap from where they were last year, but I didn't think they were on my list as contenders.
Probably he just went there because of fit. He has D-Hop there. D-Hop has been advocating for him to come there since the news broke out. So it must be something that he sees within that defense and in that team where feels he can be that missing piece. Again, they're a top 12 defense. He's obviously going to propel them into that top 10, maybe top 9 conversation. I don't think he changed the whole landscape, but he's just somebody. He's kind of like Ndamukong Suh was on the Buccaneers. He's not the same player that he once was, but since you don't have to focus on him as much because you have other playmakers, he can still be serviceable.
Yeah, Arizona last year was 5th in sacks with 48.
Adam
so you
Watt,
add J.J. Watt to that.
Oh, man.
And the big thing about J.J. Watt, along with Jones, who was healthy, and last year J.J. played all 16 games. So if he's able to go ahead and improve on his health and play another 16 games, I won't say that he will improve from what he did last year, but hopefully it won't be a drop-off.
What I find funny about this, though, is this is the division that Matthew Stafford is in. So now you look at who he has to face and all of the pass rushers that he now has. Because when you were here in Detroit, Matthew Stafford, you were getting the heat. You were definitely getting the heat. And now you got to deal with all of these, because they got Bosa, they got Donald, they got now J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones. Like, there's so many names that is just scary as a quarterback.
Yeah, really here in the NFC North, you have to worry about Khalil Mack. Like, outside of that name, there's no, like, intimidating pass rusher.
Well, hey, he got what he wanted. He wanted to go ahead and leave Detroit. He wanted to go ahead out west. So now Matthew Stafford is going to have all of the defenders he can think of seeing 8 times a year. More power to you.
I'm looking at the blitz totals from last year, too, and the Arizona Cardinals were 3rd in the league, blitzing 257 times last year. The Seahawks right behind them at 253, and those are 2 teams that he's going to have to play 4 times a year, and those teams like to blitz, and obviously adding J.J. Watt to the mix, you may not have to blitz as much, but if you do add him, your blitz is probably going to be more effective.
Hey, I'll say this much. I am wishing Matthew Stafford a clean bill of health. I just wish that they hurry and sack the hell out of him to the point where he is a turnover machine. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Well, everybody goes to Arizona to retire, and that's kind of what J.J. Watt's doing. I did not expect this signing with that team. Like, when I saw the text yesterday come through, I was like, I thought he said he wanted to go to a championship team.
Well, you know what? He said that he also did say that he wanted to go to a Midwest team, so he went in both. He went in the total opposite direction. But as one of the commenters just said, he's getting older. Getting older, warmer weather. Why not just go? You want to wear you want to go out and see the sun, or you want to wear a North Face?
Right?
Nah.
No. The only part that I don't like about Arizona is July and August. Out there, it is like living in hell.
Hot as heck.
Oh my God, it is insane. My family lives down there, as you know, and I had to spend that year down there, helping out with my dad. And my God, there were days where it was like 127, 130 degrees. You would step out of your door, and it would just be like you were walking into an oven.
What does that feel like? Like, is it like the humidity feel that we have here?
There's no humidity, and it's really weird because you don't even sweat, because by the time the sweat gets to your skin, it evaporates. Like, Arizona's next level come July and August.
So what's worse, like here, like on a really humid day, or out there in the 130?
I would rather be here on a humid day all day long.
Wow.
Yeah, all day long.
Sheesh.
Because at least here we have lakes and trees and shade. Out there, man, it's 130 degrees. There's nowhere to hide from the sun. There's no water. Like when you drive by, the makeshift ponds at golf courses, you could feel the humidity coming off the pond, and it's like, ooh,
It's
feels
like
so
refreshing.
good. It is refreshing just to feel humidity.
Here's my question, though. How does your iPhone survive? Because it's like 85 degrees here and I'm out on the lake, and then it shuts down saying that the phone is too hot. It needs to cool down.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I can't explain iPhones. I don't know. But it's kind of like their July and August is like our January and February. You ain't leaving the house July and August down there, and you ain't leaving the house July and February up here because it's so damn cold.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Arizona's a different beast, man.
I couldn't handle that. I like the sun, but I can't handle the heat like that.
Yeah,
I love heat.
There's nowhere to hide from it, though. That's what was crazy.
I will say living in Florida probably is a lot different than living out there, because in Florida, I love the heat out there. I just waking up and seeing the sun every day does something to your mood.
Right. So, yeah, J.J. Watt going to Arizona. It's going to be a good fit for him. Like you said, number 12 defense in the league in points allowed, number 4 in sacks. I mean, it's going to be a nice marriage. Just I was shocked by that selection. But, if they're going to pay the man, you take that money, you go to Arizona.
Hey, again, they could make some noise. Do I really think they're going to come out of the NFC? No, I still think that it's gonna the road to the Super Bowl in the NFC runs through through the Packers, but through the Buccaneers, then probably the Packers, and then who knows? Maybe you could throw the Rams up in that mix, but we'll see.
Adam, we haven't heard from you on this. What do you think about J.J. Watt? You're over there smiling.
Oh, man. It's a good move, honestly.
For J.J. Watt or
For both
the Cardinals?
teams. Yeah, for both sides.
Don't you think
both
it's a
sides.
lot, though, to pay for an aging rusher?
No, I don't think so. I mean, they have the cap space. They weren't going to make any significant offseason moves outside of getting a J.J. Watt. Kyler Murray is entering year 3, so we're expecting a huge improvement in his game. So 8-8, they could easily be an 11-5 team. I know they're in a very, very difficult division, but it's not just the J.J. Watt signing. It's the progression of the team. Kyler Murray, now year 3. Cliff Kingsbury, now year 3. I think they're going to have a good season. I think it's a good move.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we will find out. So J.J. Watt officially a Cardinal. And
I wanted to see him, though, go to the Steelers so badly to be with the whole fam.
That would have been awesome.
I would have loved that. I would have loved to see J.J. Watt and the Steelers. I could just talk shit about the Steelers all season.
It would have been great if all 3 Watt brothers wound up on the Steelers.
Yeah, 3 Watts, 3 losers. What do you know?
Think about the parents, how badly they wanted that, so they didn't have to pick a favorite team.
Right, they could all finally wear the same jersey again, like they did in Little League. So Mel Kiper, obviously we talk a lot about him with his mock drafts. The last mock draft had the Lions trading down to number 12 to get Micah Parsons. Mel Kiper made a comment that said the Lions, no matter what, at number 7, should not go for a quarterback.
This is the first time he's ever said something that I could at least agree a little bit with. Because if the Lions do go with the quarterback, I'll still be happy if it is a Justin Fields. But when you look at his draft and you see how high he had Zach Wilson, that's when I look at him and I'm like, this dude's just talking out of his ass.
Yo, I'll say this about that. A broken clock is right twice a day, and that's where Mel Kiper is right here. I don't think that there is a reason for the Lions to go ahead and get a quarterback. He's absolutely right. We've seen people talk about, well, Jared Goff was good because he had all these pieces built around him. Okay, so by that measure, the Lions should go ahead and build around Jared Goff. Jared Goff has actually proven that he can win with the correct pieces built around him. You know who didn't prove that? Matthew Stafford. So go ahead and build around a young quarterback. He's 26. He's 3-3 in the postseason, including the Super Bowl. Go ahead and see what you got with them. Take 2-year flyer on them. If it doesn't work out, you're able to get away from it with minimal risk. You can even draft a quarterback next season or in the draft after that. You don't have to go ahead and draft a quarterback right now. I don't think that there's any quarterback that the Lions can get at 7 that is going to make or break the franchise. So use those picks and build pieces. That's what I think.
I mean, it's honestly been kind of the debate in the hallway here at Woodward Sports, too. I know Sean Baligian's got a big opinion on this. Everybody wants somebody or doesn't want somebody, and it seems that the quarterback decision is what the big conversation is about. I'm in the camp of this isn't the year we need a quarterback. We got 2 first-round draft picks next year. We have assets to trade up if there's a great guy next year that we really want. And like you said, if I was to put a blindfold on you and just list off stats and be like, I'll give you a 27-year-old former number 1 overall pick who took his team to a Super Bowl and plays through injuries, will you take this guy as a Lions quarterback? And of course you're going to say yes. Every single time you're going to say yes. So why are we already moving past possibly the best commodity we've had at quarterback in the last 15 years?
Jared Goff does not have to be this elite Hall of Fame quarterback. He doesn't have to be Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't have to be Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't have to be Tom Brady. Jared Goff just has to be good enough to win you playoff games. That's it. He's proven that he can do that. Go ahead and use those pieces accordingly. When the year that he led the Rams to the NFC Championship and then to the Super Bowl, he was the 4th that year in QB in passing yards, and he was 8th in the passer rating, and he was 6th in passing touchdowns. That means just put some pieces around the guy, and he can be above serviceable. I don't think it's really too much rocket science in this. Don't blow the pick on a QB unless you just off of the scouting feel that, hey, this is somebody that we cannot pass on. If you look at Justin Fields, if you look at a Zach Wilson, if you look at a Trey Lance, and you honestly in your heart of hearts believe this is somebody we cannot pass on, then you draft them. If you are on the fence, don't use a pick on a quarterback.
Yeah, Joey, I know in your mock draft you had Justin Fields, so you kind of want a quarterback, right?
That's the thing, though. I mean, obviously that mock draft was the 1.0, and it was before the Jared Goff trade all went down. But it's still one of those things that, I mean, I get both sides, you know? It's like I still feel like Justin Fields is going to be a really good performing quarterback in the NFL, even though Ohio State quarterbacks suck in the NFL. It's just Corey brings up the biggest point in Mel Kiper when he talks about how they got to actually give him this support. You got to do that. And it's like you can't use I won't be mad. I'm going to just say that. Right. I won't be mad if we don't go with him. If we get a Zach Wilson or someone else, I'll be mad.
If we get Zach Wilson,
I'll be mad.
You'll be mad?
If Justin Fields is there and they choose Justin Fields over Zach Wilson, I would be with Joey. I'd be highly upset.
No, I'm saying that if we get Justin Fields over Zach Wilson, I'll be happy.
Oh, no, I'm saying if they got Zach Wilson over Justin Fields, I'd be upset.
Yeah,
you're both full of shit.
Yeah,
honestly.
you guys want Justin Fields over Zach Wilson, both of you?
Yes.
You guys, do you do anything outside of work? Do you like actually? What the fuck are we talking about?
You rather take Zach Wilson?
Are you serious? As a prospect, yes, I'd rather have Zach Wilson over Justin Fields.
Well, listen,
but
history
the point is, if the GM of the Detroit Lions is all in on a quarterback this year, he takes him at 7, plain and simple. I'd be more than happy if Zach Wilson was available at 7. He's not going to be there, though. So it's not even a conversation. He's going at 2 or 3. So
Adam, the turnaround you've had on Zach Wilson being a top prospect has been amazing.
Frustrating.
It's been because, you know, if you haven't been following the show, like Adam's kind of been off the show for the past month while we've been training Art to be a part of our brand new show, The Hook, that is on every day 3 to 5 right here on the Woodward Sports Network with Darren McCarty, Pilar, Maz, and of course now Art. But Adam told me about Zach Wilson months ago, and he's like, man, if the Lions could get this guy in the 2nd or 3rd round, that would be a steal. And then later on, I'm like, Adam, people are talking about this guy going in the top 15. He's like, these people are fucking idiots. Why would this guy be going in the top 15?
And now what are you saying?
And now he's if the Lions get him over Justin Fields, it's a win. I love it. No, it's been great to watch.
He's playing hopscotch, man.
I'm not
He's back and forth, back and
forth. No, not at all.
You talking out your ass. That's what you're doing. I'm going to call you Mel Kiper's
You're not listening.
dumbass.
You're not listening. You're not listening at all. First of all, the whole point to it, in October when I brought it up, nobody was talking about the guy. I told Stick very clearly, this guy is a great young prospect. Like, he's not perfect coming out. None of these quarterbacks outside of Trevor Lawrence are perfect coming out. He's the only quarterback that is a complete hit day one. Outside of Trevor Lawrence, nobody. Now, to the Zach Wilson conversation, why I'm like okay with it, it's because I know he's not going to be at 7. Teams are going to take him at 2 and 3, and they're going to be very happy. It's that simple. He's not going to be an option for the Detroit Lions.
So if he fell at 7, you'd be okay with the Lions taking a quarterback, even though you don't really want the Lions to take a quarterback?
I don't want the Lions to take a quarterback because we have 2 free years of Jared Goff. But If Zach Wilson is at 7, I would fucking riot if we pass on him.
What if Justin Fields was also? What if Justin Fields was the only quarterback left
Justin
at
Fields
number
is
7?
going to be available at 7. No one's fucking taking him in the top 10. He's just not.
Top 10 now.
No one's taking him in the top 10, man.
Dang.
Come on, Joey.
He may be going top 5, man.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no.
There's no way top 10.
chance,
I'll
no
put
chance.
whatever my bookie bet you got on that one.
Okay. I'll give you $50 if he goes in the top 5.
If Justin
You just
Fields,
said top 10. Don't switch up.
You said top 5.
You said Stick said top
Okay,
5.
$100 if he goes in the top 10.
This guy just doubled up the bet.
Yeah, man.
All
Listen,
right.
if I put 300 on Luka to get a fucking triple-double, I'll put 100 on
All right,
Fields not to be in the top 10.
contingent on him breaking an ankle or anything of that. The deal is
yeah,
over.
you can't do that,
All
man.
right,
It's a
fine.
bet. It's a bet as of
Bet's
today.
bet.
I mean-
100 on it.
I'll give
You're
you
gonna
all
be
the,
hiding
I'll
like
give you all
Herman
the
Moore on
leverage,
this
Joey.
bet
I'm
once you
very
lose.
confident Fields isn't going
Man,
in
you
the
ever
top
get that
10.
50?
He's
Nope.
going to go between 12 and 16.
He texted me though. He said we'll figure it out this week.
Yeah, Herman
Herman,
Moore
still
still
waiting.
owes Joey $50 from the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, we got beef.
We're getting a lot of people commenting on this. Deshaun says, nope, don't want a QB at 7. Dan says, nope, defense wins championships. And John is saying Wilson is highly overrated. He has definitely been the prospect that has jumped the highest up the board throughout this entire pre-draft, pre-combine, pre-everything. I mean,
Chat, but they're all fucking idiots, honestly. I don't think they've watched a single thing of film outside of what they see on ESPN and Fox, honestly.
Trey Lance also has hopped up the board a lot, too.
Trey Lance, because there's a narrative behind it a little bit. But for Zach Wilson, he makes all the throws, sideline to sideline, deep throws. He reads coverages. The thing with Justin Fields that scares you, whether you like it or not, about Ohio State, is they ask their quarterbacks to make one read. If the read is not there, they move. They either scramble because they're all mobile quarterbacks, or they book it. They book the play. It's a broken play. Ohio State coordinators only ask their quarterbacks to make one read. So it makes the transition for those quarterbacks more difficult to go to the NFL, where you have to make 3 to 4 before anybody's even open. It's a big, big, big difference. So that's why I'm not going to say Justin Fields is going to be a bust just because he went to Ohio State. But the odds are against him because he's at Ohio State.
See, my thing with it though is like I know you say that, but it's like you see Ryan Day. He's only been there for what, 2 seasons now, and everybody's saying this about Ohio State quarterbacks. A lot of them were under Urban Meyer, so it's different coaches. So you can't really assess one thing off of these last 10 years or so.
I can use Ryan Day as one example. Dwayne Haskins, horrible. Couldn't make any throws, let alone read coverages. Like,
he could
it was
throw them
embarrassing.
dollars at them strippers,
He can throw
though.
at strippers. He can't throw shit on the field.
And
again,
I'm not defending him whatsoever.
That's the
I
one-
look at every single candidate as a different option in the
that's
NFL.
great. And Washington last year said, wow, this guy has a great arm. He made all the big throws. What's his name? Chandler Jones was
Parsons?
the quarterback? No, the quarterback at Ohio State who won the national.
Yeah, Chandler. Chandler Jones.
What the hell was his name? Chandler Jones. Yeah. Horrible.
No, Cardell Jones.
Cardell Jones. There
My
you go.
bad.
Thank you. Yeah. This guy made every freaking throw possible in the college football playoffs.
Yeah, but he was fat.
He was fat, but
Like,
big boy.
He
That's
made
what
all
I
the
was
throws.
He was just fat.
He made all the throws, but it didn't matter. When you have a quarterback, and this is my opinion, if I was ever a GM, if there's a quarterback on the board and you believe in him, you're 100% sold on him, you take him no matter what the cost is.
Yeah, the only reason I don't I'm in the camp of not taking a quarterback this year, like I said, mostly because we got the 2 second-round picks last year, but also financially, it doesn't make sense to take a quarterback this year that you hope to be your franchise quarterback, because that is a position that you need to get cheap. Like, you need to operate on these rookie contracts, and if you know that Goff is potentially going to be your starter not only next year but the year after, now you've wasted 2 years of their rookie contract instead of just 1, and that can really bite you in the ass if you don't re-sign them to that 5th year. Now you're only getting 2 years of a good deal of a quarterback as your starter, and you're still hoping they're learning on the job. So that's, to me, financially even at number 7, taking a quarterback there, not knowing what we have in Goff, because Goff is the main factor in this. If we didn't have Goff, quarterback at 7, it's that simple.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. If you don't get Goff back in that deal, then it's a necessity to go ahead and take a QB at number 7. Getting Goff, getting somebody who is battle tested, playoff proven, it removes that necessity. Now you can go ahead and address other holes.
Yep. So I don't know, man.
It's awesome that we're in this situation because we do have a quarterback that we can work with now, and we're not dependent on drafting one.
And that's the best part about this is the Lions have put themselves in such a position to where they can start dictating moves and make the moves that they want to make and stay away from things that they don't want to be a part of. And usually in the past for the Lions, it was always out of desperation, always out of necessity. This time we can sit back with our wealth of draft picks and our wealth of players. We have a quarterback now that's been to a Super Bowl, and we can just sit there and wait for the right things to come to us. If we want to move up, use our assets. We want to trade down, use our assets, and just keep building. They've put so much in their pockets for the next 3 years that they're in a winning position for the first time in a long time.
If you're super honest about the Lions draft situation, you know 100% they're not taking a quarterback at 7. There's no chance. We're not going to do it. It's irresponsible to do it, not only because of our draft capital, but we have Jared Goff for 2 years risk-free. Dan Campbell's going to try to win football games. God bless him. But you got 2 years to build a real roster on rookie contracts. So
Right.
I don't see why they would take a quarterback at 7 unless somebody just fell.
Also, too, you got the factor in this. They have Brad Holmes as GM, and they have Aubrey Pleasant, who's going to be the passing game coordinator. They're both familiar with Jared Goff because they've all come over from the Rams. They're going to do their best job possible to make sure that Jared Goff is successful in his first year and hopefully in that second year, because that just makes their job a lot easier. That, okay, we've put the pieces around Goff to make him successful. Now our job is a lot easier for how we can build out this team.
Yeah, and when you look at the offensive weapons that we have some pieces to build around, especially with Hawkinson coming on. And we know Dan Campbell, tight end coach, assistant head coach for the Saints. So he's going to use him a little bit more. And you already heard Anthony Lynn very excited about how they're going to use Hawkinson. And they've been talking about DeAndre Swift becoming an elite back. If we bring back Kenny Golladay, which we could franchise and bring him back, you have a nice little arsenal there to give Goff. You re-sign Ragnow to an extension because he's the best lineman we've had in forever. And the offensive side of the ball really isn't looking awful at this point.
The biggest thing for the Lions on the offensive side of the ball is going to be health. If the Lions can stay healthy this offseason, they don't necessarily have an explosive offense, but they have an offense that's going to be able to put up some points. It's not like they have complete scrubs on that side of the ball. The Lions' biggest issue they need to address is that defensive side of the ball, which, again, a reason you don't need to draft a quarterback at 7. You need to address that defense. The offense, as shown near the end of the season when Darrell Bevell took over, is not necessarily the problem.
Yeah, it's not broken, at least. You can dial it up. And even Adrian Peterson kind of alluded to it like, hey, we just need to adjust a few things and we'll be better off. I mean, we thought he was kind of talking about the defense, but maybe he was just talking about the offense. Like, hey, we just do a couple more things here and there, add a nice slot receiver, and we're going to be on our way for offense.
And the Lions don't only have quality pieces with a Jared Goff, a Hawkinson, a Swift, and potentially we're expecting a Golladay to get franchise tag. They also have Deuce Staley and Anthony Lynn, who are coming in with chips on their shoulders. Anthony Lynn feels that he was probably unjustly fired out of Los Angeles.
He was,
which he was. Deuce Staley got passed over for that job over and over and over again. He's coming in with a chip on his shoulder. So now you're going to have a Jared Goff, led the team to a Super Bowl and got traded for a quarterback who didn't even win a damn playoff game. He's coming in with a chip on his shoulder. So things are looking up where they just maybe need to add a couple pieces in free agency to the offense, but go address that defense.
I don't like bringing everything back to the 04 Pistons, but like what you were just talking about reminds me a lot of the 04 Pistons. Like Chauncey Billups, number 3 overall pick, overlooked for several different teams, came here with a chip on his shoulder. Rip Hamilton had to sit behind Jordan, came here with a chip on his shoulder. Ben Wallace, undrafted, had to come here with a chip on his shoulder. Rasheed Wallace, how many times did he get his ass kicked by the Lakers out west before he had to come here with a chip on his shoulder? So while you were going through that, that's what was kind of flashing through my head. And when you bring those types of people together to try to build towards the one thing that's just like been holding them back, they feel their whole lives, that's a powerful force.
And you already heard Brad Holmes and you heard Dan Campbell say there's going to be no ego in this process. All of those guys have something to prove because the limelight is on them now. The Detroit Lions have never had this much national attention before, and we're just curious to see what they're going to do moving forward. But again, I believe that it's going to only bode well for them in that offense. So again, Mel Kiper again, he finally got one right on this one.
Good job, Mel, with that helmet hair you got. That guy's hair is flawless. So that's what Mel Kiper says. Adam, you're over there laughing because why are you laughing, man? You were laughing at the Anthony Lynn statement, or are you laughing at me comparing him to the Pistons?
The Pistons one is kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Why is it, I mean,
complete different situation. Like the Pistons were at least winning games and getting to the playoffs.
Yeah, but they had to assemble those guys to get there.
Yes, they assembled them, but they were winning games along the way. They added them as they were growing.
Right.
We're at the fucking floor.
They did go through that teal era as they were building, so they eventually had to go through their growing pains. So I think this is going to be the start of that, like the start of
the teal era.
not the start of the teal era because they were coming out of the teal era.
Yeah, we're leaving Bushler behind. We're moving on.
I'm for it, but for the Anthony Lynn comment, in my opinion, I actually thought he deserved to get fired because they had a top 15 defense. They had done great in the offseason to not only get Justin Herbert, who ended up being amazing, but they just underperformed. That team should have been a 9-10 win team. The Raiders should not have had a better record than them, and for me, that's why he did deserve to get fired.
I don't know. I mean, they dealt with a lot of BS to start that season, and two, you got to deal with a QB who you thought was going to be your starter, and he comes in with a punch in the lungs.
Thanks to the doctor.
Thank God. They would have been 0-16 if faced fucking Herbert wasn't the quarterback.
I will always assume it was the Simpsons doctor doing that.
Oh, Dr. Nick.
Everybody.
Whatever his name is, should get a key to the city. Every fan should fucking thank him for doing that. Dude, if we had a backup quarterback like Herbert, I would go there and stab the fucking starting quarterback.
We do. His name's Chase Daniel.
Oh, my God.
I mean, we could have had a backup quarterback.
Deshaun gets it. Deshaun May's in the chat right now. Going to work. Lions version.
Look.
Get that garbage out of the pale pal. Let's go.
To what Corey said, though, I really like the diversity in the locker room and on the staff. I think it's super good for the team. It's a definite culture change to what we've been used to over the last 15, 20 years.
Accountable men.
100%. Having said that.
And women.
What we need to do is draft for the defense or trade back and gain draft capital. You're not going to be a 10-6 football team this year. Get it out of your mind. You signed a 6-year deal? You signed a 6-year deal for a reason. You knew you were going to be shit the first two. Year 3 was going to be 9-7 or 10-6. And then year 4 and 5 was start winning some shit. That's just my take on it.
That's why I'm hoping that they're able to trade back and still get a later pick in the first round, and this year's draft in the first round, and hopefully get a pick from next year. Hopefully that is somebody that a team just feels so desperate they need to trade up with us that they take our number 7 pick and we can go down into maybe the team.
If those quarterbacks are available, that number 7 pick is going to be super valuable. But speaking of quarterbacks and being taken in the draft, Joey, did you put money on Trevor Lawrence not going number 1 overall yet?
No, but I'll still do that.
You should.
Honestly, think about that payout. That's probably plus 100,000.
No. Put $10 on it. It's plus 5,000. You'd win $500.
Damn.
Do it, Joey.
100%.
Do
you know
it,
why
Joey.
I can do that? Because I got $100 from this dumbass over there. If you missed what he said, he said that Justin Fields won't go top 10, and I get $100 off of that.
He's not going to.
All right.
It'll be interesting to see if he does. But I think we all agree quarterback is not something we have to do. But like Adam said, if they've fallen in love with some guy, you can see him taking somebody at 7. I don't want to see it because I want to give Goff at least a year. And if it doesn't work out after this year, then we know what we got. But the worst case scenario is we get a trade, or maybe Fields falls to us, or maybe Wilson falls to us, and we take them. Goff lights it up, and now we got to make a decision. Oh God, do we sit this guy for 3 years and ride out his rookie contract and just ruin the beginning of his career? Or do we stick with Goff? Like, I don't want to put ourselves in an unwinnable position.
I think it's a great situation. I think it's a great situation.
It's an awful situation.
No, it's not. If Jared Goff balls out this year, and let's say Zach Wilson falls onto the team, and he's doing great in training camp, he's doing great in practice, all of that good stuff, you can trade Goff for a first-round pick and then you have your franchise quarterback. After a year, you cut bait, and it's minimal cap hit. I don't see that being an issue, but again, I think all of us can agree we're not taking a quarterback at 7. It's just not going to happen.
I just don't see a quarterback in this year's draft where now that the Lions have Goff, that they have to take
They
one.
don't.
It's like it's not like the Jaguars where you're number 1 and you see Trevor Lawrence is like, hey, we're taking that guy. Regardless, if the Lions had the number 1 pick and they had Jared Goff, still take Trevor Lawrence. It's not that situation. I don't see as great as talented as Zach Wilson or Justin Fields or Trey Lance are. I don't see them as that much of a the Lions cannot pass on that guy.
Wait till next season. The draft class for quarterbacks is awful.
It's awful.
It's awful.
There's no,
It
but
ain't
there's going to be
all
a
that.
Zach Wilson that pops
There
up out
will
of
be.
nowhere.
Yeah, there will
There's
be.
going to be a Trey Lance that comes out of nowhere.
No, honestly, this year's a very good draft, but again, being drafted as a quarterback, a lot has to deal with where you get taken. So some of these quarterbacks won't pan out just because of their situation.
Well, I mean, odds are they're not going to pan out. You look at the first round quarterbacks that have been to Super Bowls and have won Super Bowls lately. There ain't many of them. I mean, it's mostly coming from the second, third, and then Tom Brady occupies most of the Super Bowls with the 6th round that doesn't even exist anymore, which is amazing still to this day. So we're gonna find out who the Lions are targeting. Like I said, I don't want them to take a quarterback unless they absolutely fell in love with somebody. But to me, the worst case scenario is Goff lights it up. We sit this guy for 3 years. We waste his rookie contract, and now we got to pay him along with the rest of the team, and that is not a recipe for success in the NFL. And I really can't even think of a quarterback that has sat for 3 years before he started and did really well. You got like Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. That was only a year or so behind Alex Smith.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers sat, I believe, 2 years behind Brett Favre before. But, you get in that 3-4 year mark, it's really, you're starting to waste him. Jimmy G, but they didn't even end up using him. They got some draft picks for him, but okay, what did that do? Really, the only person that I think has ever had a successful career after sitting that long was Steve Young. That's really the only person that I could think of off the top of my head.
Think about what that does to you, though. Like, you're the best quarterback at the Ohio State University all these years, and then all of a sudden you go to a team and you got to sit down for that many seasons. It's got to be so tough on them.
Yeah. It takes you out of your rhythm. It takes you out of the game.
Well, if he was good enough, he would start.
That's very true, too.
You know what's crazy? From the 2016 draft, number 1 and number 2 are now going to be starting this season on different teams because they were both traded this offseason.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Awesome? And it's crazy how much they gave up to get in those positions to draft those guys, only to give them away and give up more. Like, the Rams have mortgaged their future. If they don't win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, they are done for the next 10 years.
Oh, yeah, they're never, and pretty much everybody's getting fired.
Yep, gone. And then Sean McVay, you can come here. That'll work. I like McVay. At least as our OC. That'd be nice to bring McVay here as our OC. Adam, let's take a quick 15-second break. When we come back, we got to talk a little bit more about that Luka Doncic $4 million card. We'll talk about that next.
Grow Green's dank deals roll on with deep discounts on the grow gear you need. Insane deals like 128 site easy cloners for $275, Purpinator gallons for $50, and bags of Ocean Forest or Cultivation Nation 7030 for just $8. Score your dank deal at growgreenmi.com.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you to everybody who downloaded our app. It is available for free in the Apple Store right now. Just search Woodward Sports, and you can take us with you anywhere you go, so you can listen to the live shows that we have right now, which is us, Baligian and Bell, at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then, of course, our brand new show, The Hook, with Darren McCarty, Pilar, Maz, and, of course, the lovely, beautiful Art. That is every day, 3 to 5. They started yesterday, was their first live show, and it was fun to watch, man. Darren McCarty has some great stories about some Detroit legends. Today he's going to tell a story about Brett Hall, so make sure you're listening today,
snap.
3 to 5. Yeah, I love these locker room talk stories that D-Mac brings to the table. So 3 to 5 today. The Hook is on, and also we got our big bracket payoff, we're calling it. and it's the perfect bracket payoff. If you win, if you guess a perfect bracket, you're going to get $500,000 towards your mortgage, courtesy of Hall Financial. Obviously, you can't fill out your bracket yet till after Selection Sunday, but that is coming, and make sure you start doing your research. $500K, man. By my math, that's $500,000.
And then by your math, that is correct math, actually. What's crazy to this is, like, there's nothing more fun than filling out the bracket, especially the fact that our bracket, there's going to be a lot of winners, too. You know, we're going to have a lot of cool prizes that we're going to soon announce, even far beyond just winning this $500,000. So it's just going to be a great odds on this bracket, and there's even a prize for the last place.
Yeah, we're giving a toilet to last place. So if you get the last bracket out of everybody who fills them out, we're going to give you a toilet because, you know, I was thinking back to my Gus Macker days.
I was just going to ask you, so you have played Gus Macker.
Yeah, of course.
I got a toilet at home. I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to bring
You
that
won the toilet
in.
bowl once?
Hell yeah.
See, some kids would always try to lose their first game so they could go the easy route in the toilet bowl bracket, but then so many good teams tried that. The toilet bowl actually became the good bracket sometimes.
What's weird is it's a cooler toilet. It's a cooler trophy.
Did you ever play Gus Macker, Corey?
No, I did not, but I'm just still thinking about this, giving a toilet to somebody for being the loser. It's like, you know what? I would actually take pride in that one.
Right.
Good.
Like,
I'm
you know
glad
what?
you would, because you're actually delivering and installing this toilet, Corey.
Okay, yeah, I can deliver, but installing, yeah. No, I don't know about that.
We're going to be a part of every one of their mornings for the rest of their life. They're going to wake up, go sit on that toilet, and think of Woodward Sports. I mean, what more compliment can you have?
You know what? You should get an airbrush with some Woodward Sports all over it.
Oh, we should. Oh man, you know somebody that can airbrush porcelain?
Actually, I do.
I got
Corey
a guy.
knows one of everything.
I got a guy. So big game coming up tonight. Adam kind of rained on my parade earlier. I was like, man, Michigan, Illinois tonight, 2 versus 4. Adam's like, this game means nothing. I'm like, it's 2 versus 4. It means something. He's like, no,
a big game.
Illinois lost 4 games. It doesn't matter. And it's like, I get that point. But anytime you get a 2 versus 4 matchup, and really Illinois, they slipped up to Michigan State, but outside of that, they've had a really strong season. I'm looking forward to this game tonight. It's at 7 p.m. at Chrysler, and Michigan is favored by 8, which to me is a lot for a 2-4 matchup.
All right,
That is a lot.
9-8 lead.
I mean, you got to look at the stats, though. I mean, last, I think Tuesday it was, Michigan State beat them by 8 points, by 9 points.
Okay.
So it's like when you go off of that, and that's an unranked Michigan State Spartans.
Yeah,
You're playing the number 2 team in the country. I would say it'd be even a bigger spread.
But I could see this also being a trap game. A trap game for Michigan because let's be real. Yeah, they know they got to go ahead and handle business tonight, and I don't think they're going to take Illinois lightly. But at the same time, you know that back-to-back rivalry game with Michigan State is on the horizon, and I can honestly see them chomping at the bits for that game. And you know what? I think they need to win both of those games, but I can see them looking ahead to Michigan State and being like, all right, something may happen tonight, or they may end up dropping one of those games. I don't know. I would say this: if they go ahead and run the table for the rest of these games, just win these last 3, I don't think Michigan's going to lose again.
So if you're Michigan, would you rather lose to Illinois and sweep Michigan State, or drop 1 to Michigan State and beat Illinois? I think what game's more important, those 2 wins or this 1 win?
I would say for Michigan, it would be better to lose to Illinois than to lose those 2 to Michigan State, because it's at least a ranked opponent. As of losing both of those games to Michigan State, our games really off of seeing how Michigan has been dominating everybody in the Big Ten. They have no business losing those 2 games outside of the fact that they're both rivalry games. So for their ranking, for their just getting ready, if they were to lose a close game here, it might be better before they go out to state.
You know what I just realized about tonight's game? It's the game of the big penis.
What?
I'm not playing.
No. You look at both big men. You get Illinois' big man, whose name is Cockburn, and Michigan center.
It's spelt Cockburn, but it's Coburn.
But it's Cockburn versus Dickinson. It's the cock versus the dick.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, this is going to be a great game of big men. This is amazing.
Clip that audio,
This
Fish.
is amazing.
So who do you got, the cock or the dick, Joe?
Dick all day.
Dick all day?
I love the dick.
Yeah,
He's awesome. Seriously, Hunter Dickinson balling out this
Clip
season.
that audio.
Yeah, y'all can just mute my mic for the next second. For the next
The
minute.
dick is balling.
Dick is balling. It's a big dick too, Corey.
He is. He's 7'1". That is a big Dickinson.
Not bad size.
Yeah. Corey, you got anything to say on this?
Nah, I'm gonna abstain from this conversation.
Plead the fifth.
Corey, I feel like you feel we try to set you up a lot to make you look bad in front of your people.
Oh no, you can't do that. I can do that by myself.
Corey posted the other day.
I saw that.
He's like, Stick always trying to set me up to say some dumb stuff.
He prefaced it though. He did say, "I know Stick loves me, but."
Hey, I'm leaving. I'm not gonna touch that one.
But yes, it is going to be a good matchup tonight. Franz Wagner.
You know his name's Cockburn.
It's Coburn.
How are you gonna all of a sudden just switch it to Coburn? You know damn well it's Cockburn. He just didn't want. He switched it at middle school.
Like
or
his
something.
grandpa or something switched it
100%.
early on. Like, I'm sick of this. We're going to be called the Coburns from now on. I'm not giving up the family name.
At least
but
switch it to like COH instead.
yeah. No, the first time I saw it written too, I was like, this guy's name's Cockburn? Like, that's rough. Like, that's really rough.
Dickinson, just as rough.
Yeah, Dickinson's a lot better than Cockburn.
For
though.
sure.
I
You
mean,
don't want to burn on the cock.
Yeah, like that is, you need some penicillin. It's just a whole different story. Whole different story when you got Cockburn compared to Dickinson. But either way, they're matching up tonight at the Chrysler Arena. Like I said, Michigan's favored by 8. To me, this is a big game. Adam, you don't think it's a big game, do you?
It's not that it's not a big game. It's an insignificant game because Michigan has basically wrapped up the Big Ten title unless they completely take a shit over these next 3 games. So I'm not too worried. Michigan's going to ball out, though.
Everybody's saying in the chat, Doris Burke should commentate on this game. It's not about when you come on Cockburn.
Joey
It's about
would
how
love
you
that.
come to Cockburn.
Joey would absolutely love that.
Hey, listen, she a freak, Doris over there.
Yeah, I mean, after we had our conversation yesterday, a lot of people were saying that Doris knew what she was doing. I still think it was innocent, but
I don't think she was trying to be. Like I said, I don't think she was being dirty. I think she was just having fun with the play on the words.
I don't think so. I think she's that clueless.
She had no clue, you think?
I think she's fucking
That
No,
would be
no,
amazing.
she's a 50-year-old lady. Like, she ain't out here talking about.
Guys, look how she
Doris still
emphasized
getting
the
it, come
word.
on.
Like, you gotta come to the ball. Like, she was so into it. She had no idea what she was saying.
Like,
There's
dude,
no
someone's got
chance.
to put that to a porno.
Or
that
ESPN,
audio.
or ESPN were like, "Hey Doris, it's been a down week for us. Can you go on there and do something real quick?"
Doris hooped before. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, she did. Doris, we know. We know Doris, and it's okay. It's about 8:50. We're running a little bit late right now. Let's take a 15-second break, and when we come back, we got Adam's Bets of the Day right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network. This is the Morning Woodward Show. We're on every morning, 8 to 10 a.m., and you can listen to us on our brand new app that you can download. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and pretty much everywhere very soon. And make sure you're following us on Twitch. We got our Twitch. We got our TikTok rolling. We got everything rolling. Everything's at Woodward Sports. And what's really cool is when you combine all these platforms together, the amount of people that are listening and how we see these numbers trending up, we just can't thank you guys enough for being a part of what we're starting here in Detroit, and it is growing. And we added our new show yesterday, The Hook from 3 to 5 with Darren McCarty, Pilar, Maz, and Art. So make sure you check them out today. But for us on the morning show, every day around 8:50, we got a little sidetracked with the Dickinson and Cockburn conversation, so we're running a little bit late. But Adam, bring us your bets of the day. What do you got today, buddy?
What's up, fellas? So, we got a long list of games today. We have 5 games, actually. It's going to be a fun one. I'm going to start off with the Baylor game. They're playing West Virginia. I'm going to take them on the points. They're favored by 4.5. I think they'll cover. And then I'm going to move to the Illinois-Michigan game. Although it's irrelevant standings-wise, in my opinion, it's not irrelevant to my pocketbook. So I'm actually going to bet on Illinois to cover. 8 points. It's a Big Ten rivalry game. I think Illinois will keep it close, although Michigan has proven over the last few weeks that even in the big games, they're going to kick your ass.
Yeah, I'm concerned for Michigan tonight, honestly. Like, I know that we mentioned that you don't think it's a big game, but I think this is a game that Michigan can potentially lose, and overlooking the number 4 team in the country is a dumb decision.
I think it's not so much just overlooking, because I think Juwan Howard has done such a great job. I don't think his team has been built on overlooking opponents. I think they take every game as if it's their last. Having said that, you got to lose eventually. I'd rather lose to Illinois, sweep Michigan State, or split with Michigan and go in with a chip on your shoulder into the Big Ten tournament than, you know, maybe that comfort level of, man, we've just been on this roll, and then one game you lose in the Big Ten tournament and your confidence like dips before the tournament. So
I think it's going to be 15 plus.
Oh, really? You think Michigan wins by more than 15? Holy shit, Joey.
It's just when you saw, I watched that Michigan State game really closely, and I just didn't see it with Illinois. And I know that they're projected to be a number 1 seed, but you lose to Michigan State by 9 the way that they did. It was not a good game at all. And when you look at Michigan and what you said, Adam, like Juwan Howard and this Michigan Wolverine squad, they don't take it lightly. They're not like the Lions where they're ahead and then they'll let it get away. When they're ahead, they keep punching it down your throat, and that's why I'm so confident in this Michigan team. And I think there will be a split between the Michigan State, but I'm not worried about this team whatsoever. They don't got to get that loss.
I love to hear that, man. That's great. Well, my next game, actually, Detroit Red Wings are playing tonight. They're playing the Columbus Blue Jackets. The total for the goals is 5.5. I'm actually taking the over. The last 2 times that these teams have played, it's been under. I used the same logic last night with the Ottawa Senators game. They had been over, and of course I was right on that. So I'm going to take the over on this one. Same logic.
You playing roulette logic with this.
I'm playing roulette logic, and honestly, it's been working on the goals for NHL, so I'm going to stick to that. The next game, I got the points in the Phoenix Suns and Los Angeles Lakers game tonight. I'm going to take the over at 216.5. It's super low for a Phoenix Suns team that has a Devin Booker. You have the Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron James. Schroeder's back in the lineup. I'm going to take the points on that all day.
Isn't it crazy how good the Lakers are with Schroeder in the lineup?
I think...
Like, he's making a huge difference.
Oh, yeah, he's a really good 3-and-D guy. So
it's spacing. He makes a huge impact on spacing on the court.
Guys, Lakers are going to win the championship
no,
this
they're
year.
not, Joey.
Stick's going to come out and say, he couldn't do it without Schroeder. He couldn't do it without him.
I mean, if the regular season's any indication,
you're killing
he
me
can't.
here. Because, like, I actually agree with, like, some of the things you say with LeBron, but you're killing me. Like, that argument's not going to fly with Stick. It's
with
just,
Stick, it
you're
is.
not making
Stick
us look good right now. You're not making us look good.
Off of the roster.
That's not true. That's not true, but... I got you, Stick, and you know
that's okay.
I'll be a fair guy.
It's
here.
all right, man. It's all right. I'm used to it.
I got the last
That's what
game.
happens when you have real opinions.
Well, I got the last game of the night: Memphis Grizzlies versus the Washington Wizards. Honestly, Vegas has this totally wrong. The over/under is set at 237. The fucking Grizzlies haven't scored over 100 points in 4 of their last 7 games. The Washington Wizards are just inconsistent. Either Westbrook's showing out with 30 points or he's getting 7. One of the two. Too much inconsistency here for me. I'm going to take the under. For me, that's free money. If you decide to parlay it and you're feeling risque, you bet $50. This bet will win you $1,344.75.
Damn.
Yeah, we're looking good right now. We got a 67% win rate. We're 42-21 so far since we've started this. We're up big on the cash wise. The Luka Doncic bet last night.
Oh my God! Can we talk about that?
I want to know because you called this one.
Yeah. So last night I was just minding my own business. I just finished work. And, scrolling through my phone, I noticed the Dallas Mavericks were playing today. And, of course, I had them locked to win on my bets. And I was like, you know what? I haven't taken a triple-double bet all season. And I looked at Luka in his past few games. I'm like, you know what? This is the game he's going to do it. So, I just felt it. I really just felt it. I felt it so much that I put $300 on it.
And what was Luka's line last night?
35, 15, and fucking 9. He had 7 assists. In the first fucking half, Porzingis couldn't make a fucking shot, dude. Oh my God.
So you missed the
one assist?
By fucking 1 assist?
One
the
assist.
motherfucker had 7 assists at halftime. Oh my God.
So he only had 2 assists in the second half, and he crushed the points, obviously, well into double digits. Crushed rebounds, well into double digits, and How did you feel watching that game, Adam? Tell us.
Every time when he got to 9 pretty early in the fourth quarter, so I was like super confident the whole fourth quarter. And then he would dish a pass, and like I'd get up out of my seat like, money, nope, miss. Money, nope, miss. They missed every fucking shot. And then, of course, late in the game, he took over and just started scoring and then won them the game.
How do you not 3 assists in a whole half? You can't hit.
I know, man. Kill me.
Well,
kill me.
Those are the games we play when we gamble.
That's all good, baby.
It's crazy sometimes when you look at how good Vegas really is.
Right.
Like, it's seriously, it's crazy.
I mean, they're not there as they lose.
Well, those bets,
those guys are smart.
No.
Yeah, those bets, though, they give you those odds because it's super unlikely that a guy is going to go out. Even a Luka Doncic, who's been known to get triple-doubles, they still had him at plus... I took those odds, I believe, at plus 330. Like, those are pretty decent. And, you know, shit happens.
Yeah.
It's all good, boys.
Dude, you were so close last night.
Hey, can you run through those bets again? I wanted to do that last one that you said that under.
The under on the Washington Wizards game?
Oh, yeah, that was the one.
Yeah. So I'll put it back up on the screen right now. I've got Baylor to cover the points tonight. They're favored by 4.5. I think they'll cover. I've got Illinois covering against Michigan. I think they can cover 8 points. Honestly, Michigan might be on upset alert if you consider it an upset. Total goals scored in the Detroit Red Wings Blue Jackets game. I'm going to take the over at 5.5. I think the Wings now getting the curse of the power play gone off their shoulder. I think they're going to score a few goals. I think Columbus will score a few goals. It'll probably go over 6 for sure. And then the next game, I got the Suns and Lakers. Point total, in my opinion, is set super low. Only 216.5. I'm definitely taking the over on that. And then the last game, which for sure is my lock of the night, 100%. I'd put another 300 on this. The total points scored in the Memphis Grizzlies and the Washington Wizards game, I'm definitely taking the under. It's set at 237. How the fuck are both teams supposed to score that much? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, so those are Adam's bets of the day. Obviously, bet them individually, or if you want to try the parlay, do the parlay. But Adam's overall record, as you see, 66% win percentage, and can't ask for much more than that out of my dog over there. So thank you, Adam, for your bets of the day. Let's get into Joey's news.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go to Arizona. That is where J.J. Watt is headed, signing with the Cardinals, 2-year deal for $31 million. And we talked about that earlier. It's going to be a good fit for them. Now he's got a great squad. I mean, when you talk about he wants to go to a Super Bowl contender team, you would have looked at that team and said, eh. But, I mean, now you kind of look at it and it's like, meh. Now it's like, meh. It was like, meh. Now it's like, meh. Joakim Noah is hanging up the jersey, reportedly retiring from the NBA. And this video, we can never forget when Joakim Noah laughs right in the face of the Miami Heat. That's just the kind of player that he is, and you gotta love it.
Yeah, I love Noah's game. I hated him when he was a Bull, but he's one of those guys you hate when they're on the other team, but you want them on your team.
Man, he was all right. He couldn't stay healthy. He had a large bark, but the bite was minimal. But I respect him as a competitor.
Yeah, no, he competed hard. Both teams played hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did win a national championship at Florida. Those were dynasty teams with Billy Donovan back then, man.
The most expensive NBA card ever. It's not Michael Jordan. It's not LeBron James. It's not Zion Williamson. It's freaking Luka Doncic. Oh, my gosh. At $4.6 million, this is a 1-of-1 card. A 2018-2019 National Treasures rookie card. Wow, we're going to talk about this some more because we got to just dive into this one. Pistons Raptors, the game was supposed to be tonight, postponed to tomorrow due to contact tracing with Toronto. The Spurs and the Nets, crazy finish to the game. I want you to watch this play real quick. DeJounte Murray forces overtime.
Here, Irving playing keep away. Drive. Irving, ball fake, scoops it up. No good. 4 seconds left.
After this one.
Nah.
Murray loses the basketball. Fires it up.
So I have no feelings towards the Spurs. They were my secondary NBA team.
Murray loses the basketball.
I always have a secondary team in whatever league I root for.
Murray loses the basketball.
NFL. They're my secondary team. For the NBA, San Antonio used to be my secondary team because they played so much like the Pistons. But after 05, I can't. I just can't, Joey.
Game 5. That hurt. Yeah.
Robert Horry,
Yeah.
Big Shot Bob,
Yeah.
Rashid leaving, going to guard Manu in the corner. Ouch.
I do love Manu, though. I won't lie.
It's because you look like him.
Everybody calls me Little Manu. We go to the number 1 seeds projected in the NCAA tournament, which, by the way, Selection Sunday is next Sunday, March 14th. We got Gonzaga, Baylor, Michigan, Illinois, which, by the way, 2 of those teams, Michigan and Illinois, playing tonight, which is going to be a good game at 7 o'clock. And then the team still fighting for a berth is what's crazy to me. Michigan State, which is 13-10, Duke, which is 11-9, and North Carolina, 15-9. Some of the best teams, and we go back in college basketball, not looking so good this year. Some games to look for tonight. Adam just talked about Wings taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets, 7 o'clock. I just mentioned Michigan versus Illinois, 7 o'clock. And then MSU versus Indiana, 8 p.m. tonight. You got to check out that game. And I just wanted to give a quick little shout out to Northwestern Tech because this is the HVAC school that works. And it's only a 10.5 month hands-on HVAC program. So check out more at northwesterntech.edu. Listen, it's the perfect time to just start a new career. It's only 10.5 months too. So invest in yourself. Northwestern Tech, the HVAC school that works.
Thank you, Joey. And you touched on it a little bit in your news. Luka Doncic. This card went for $4.6 million. And did you guys collect cards as kids?
Not that much.
I stole some from Meyer.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
2 of them.
Now, don't say that to Matt at Meyer, man.
Well, no. I mean, I told him that story. He knows.
Did you? Okay,
yeah,
good.
when I was a little kid, my mom was so embarrassed. I stole them. She made me go back and return them. I was a little kid, so embarrassed.
So I used to collect cards like a lot. That was like my big hobby as a kid outside of playing sports. And there used to be this place in Novi called the Old Ballpark. And it was like the only spot where you could go and like they had all the cards in the shelves and you could look at them. And I have some really nice cards in my collection. I have a Joe Montana rookie card. I have a Ty Cobb cigarette pack card. I have a Jerry Rice rookie card. I have a Bo Jackson. I have a lot of cards, right? None of them worth $4.6 million, though. And that's what the Luka Doncic card went for, which to me is absurd. So I wanted to know why. Like, just why. You know, it's Luka Doncic. He could be one of the greats, but we don't know that yet, right?
Still so early in his career.
Right,
I mean, yes, he's been performing unbelievably, but not this great.
Right. He didn't even get Adam his triple-double last night. He's not worth $4.6 million.
Hey, I mean, you got to think about this. He's in his 3rd season, and right now he's only 22 years old, looking like the MVP. I think people are hedging their bets on these type of deals. Like, hey, we're hedging our bets that he's going to be the guy, barring injury. Barring injury, Luka's going to be a multiple-time league MVP. So over time, that card is going to be worth something.
Luka Doncic right now is on pace to finish his career as the leading scorer and the leading assister.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
If
I still don't think he's worth $4.6 million.
If he plays LeBron years, he's going to do it.
Yeah. Well,
But
if anybody plays LeBron years, you're putting up those numbers. Dude's been in the league since 1982.
But to the value of the card, he's going to be an MVP, a multiple-time MVP. 100% international player. He has international reach, something that most NBA players don't have.
I get that, but there's been MVPs. There's been the greatest of all times, and their cards aren't.
Yeah, but they're all not
with the reach that Luka has and being that young.
Yao Ming had the biggest reach of anybody.
Yeah, but Luka Doncic is good looking, fills all the stat sheets, checks off all the marks you want for a superstar. Now he just has to deliver on the court, really.
So let me dissect into this card real quick about why it has this value. Because obviously, like, just on surface value, no third-year player card should be the most valued card ever. But this card is a 2018-2019 National Treasures Luka Doncic rookie card, auto logo man 1 of 1. and they break down what all that means. Because if you're not into cards, it's kind of gibberish at that point. 2018-19 National Treasures is an absolute premium set of cards. A single pack of 10 cards in a box, boasting some of the rarest cards in the collecting hobby. It's impossible to find a single box at MSRP, manufacturer suggested retail price, in the wild, but in 2019-2020 packs routinely sell for $4,500 on the secondary market. So that's just for a pack on the secondary market. The average, and you're 10 cards a pack, so the average is $450 just for a card, which is crazy. The Luka Doncic rookie card really speaks for itself here. It's the first time NBA cards were available of the Maverick star. So obviously we all know what rookie card means. Auto means the card is signed, and it's a signature obtained prior to the release. So it's not like they released this card, someone took it to a trade show and Luka signed it. They actually had Luka come to the facility when they made this card, and he signed it there. So there's that authenticity. Logo Man. Now this is what gives the value to the card. Really doesn't matter that it's Luka. It helps that it's Luka, but this is what really affected it. Logo Man refers to the jersey patch embedded on the card. In this case, the card has the NBA logo. Logo Man cards are the rarest of the rare and automatically cause a card to skyrocket in value regardless of the player. So what I'm assuming is they have like a little piece of jersey that they put on this card to its authenticity. And if it ever has a part of the logo, that's the big deal that you really are looking for in these cards. And then, of course, 1 of 1 means there is only one of these cards in existence, period. They only made one.
Luka wins one MVP, that card's going to skyrocket again. He wins more than one MVP, that person just made one of the smartest investments I think they could have ever made.
Yeah,
Easy.
It's just crazy when you think about it, because we mentioned Yao Ming, and when you talk about these overseas stars in the NBA, when you look in history, truthfully, Yao Ming is one of the biggest.
Yao Ming is one of the biggest because of where he comes from and the NBA, how the NBA globalized the game over there and reach. So he's good because of that. But when we're talking about player to player, Luka's one of the early on one of the best international players we've seen. I don't want to throw him above the previous one of the greats, Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah,
because I still think right now Dirk is sitting on that throne.
He got the championship.
Yeah, he brought Dallas their ring, so he's sitting on that throne. But Luka's coming in hot, and he's eventually going to win an MVP. Whether it's this year or the year after that, I think Joel Embiid is right now leading that MVP charge this season. But Luka's gonna get an MVP under his belt, probably multiple, before he turns 25. And I get it.
Yeah, I get all of that. It still baffles me that, a Mickey Mantle from 1951 used to be like the highest card that you could buy, and it was like $60,000, $70,000. And then, of course, came the Jordan rookie and all that, and it was still like in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. To push this thing to $4 million is just astronomical when you think about the history of how many cards there's been over the course of time, and like all the greats, and it's just wild to me. But I read through all those factors, the rundown, and really the patch from the jersey is what makes it. But damn, $4 million, like the people who made that card must be very happy about their product.
Yes, they are.
And you're seeing a real increase right now in the sale of these cards. Like you just spoke about that Mickey Mantle card. That one just sold last month for $5.2 million. He's on one of his Topps rookies card.
Yep.
From 1952. So it's something right now where these cards are starting to.
It's Gary V.
It really is Gary V. They've been preaching this for so long about cards, and truthfully, I think I might start listening to him, because this is a freaking cool hobby. Because you give me this Luka Doncic card. I'm not even joking. If I had this card and you offered me $100, I would have said deal.
Right.
Deal.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, there was a magazine called Beckett. Do you guys ever remember Beckett magazine? That's how you'd look up cards, and like me and all my boys, we'd look up our cards and trade them on value and stuff like that. Like, I loved trading cards back in the day.
If you look at all of these cards that have been selling for the millions, like lately, it's been in the past 2 years and this year, early on this year. 2021 to 2020, that if you look at the list of the highest sold trading cards, it's been within those 2 years. Besides that, it's been with the 2016s and the 2017s, and back then, and they were sold for the 100,000. So it's something going on where these cards are now being sold again, and they're starting to increase in value. So I think it's only a matter of time before this record gets broken.
Well, you know what it is? It's the nostalgia of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's finally like people like my age who grew up in the 80s collecting cards. We finally have jobs and disposable income to where it's like, oh shit, that card I wanted that I couldn't afford when I used to go, to the old ballpark in Novi and just peer through the glass. I could get that now. I don't care if it's $5,000. I want that in my collection. And it's kind of turned into almost like midlife crisis stuff, but damn, $4.6 million. Congratulations to whoever bought that. I hope you display it, or what do you do with that? I don't know. I don't have $4.6 million to spend on a card, and if I had $4.6 million, I don't think I would. But either way, the guy's got the money. He got the card, and that's where we are now.
I'm pretty sure if he spent $4.6 million on that card, he could buy it twice. So he's gonna make a sizable. I'll say maybe not right now, but I'll say about, let's say, 10 years from now, 10, 15 years from now, he'll clean up off that.
Let's take a quick 15-second break. When we come back, I saw something on Twitter, and it really irked me. And it has to do with NFL football fans and where the Lions rank. I did not like this. We'll talk about that next on the Woodward Sports Network. I mean, we're inside Grow Green right now, and they have everything. I'm talking, you got your active air fans, you got your big lights over there, big pots, little pots, and Joey, what are you doing right now?
Get some sun.
That's not what those lights are for.
Feels nice.
Go to Grow Green MI today to get all your growing needs and a tan. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show. Sorry you got such a close-up of me, but I guess, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It's the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. We got Corey, Joey, Adam, and Fish in here this morning. Thank you to everybody that's watching on Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, Twitter. And if you're streaming on our app, we love you very much. Thank you for downloading it and giving us a 5-star rating. You can download it for free right now. And someone said, oh, you said for free right now. Does that mean you're going to pay for it later? No. I'm just saying we're not making you pay for it. So that's all I mean by for free right now. You don't have to pay for it. Just go download it, get it in your phone. Joey, you and I were out yesterday visiting Levels. That's the new dispensary that's come in Ferndale, and we were able to live stream Baligian and Bell on the app the whole time. Didn't break up. It was perfect sound. It was awesome.
It's that convenience too, especially when you're in your car. You could just plug your phone in however your car connectivity works, and it just makes it so easy because you could still utilize your phone if you're doing other things. It's like when you're on Facebook, you can't exit out of that and go do something else.
Right.
With this app, you could just listen and do whatever the heck you want to do on your phone.
Yeah, so thank you to everybody who's downloaded the app. So this graphic popped up in my timeline yesterday, and I could not believe it, to be honest with you. I'm looking at it, and it's rating the biggest fans in the NFL, okay? Mm-hmm. And obviously, as a Lions fan, you would think that we would be high on this list because we sell out every game at Ford Field, essentially. That's 65,000 people. The team hasn't given us much to root for in 50 years, but we still have a ton of fans. And you look at this list, and they have us at the very bottom of the list. To me, Lions fans need to be at the very top of this list because we still sell out games that haven't seen a playoff. We've only seen one playoff win in 50 years. Fish, what do you got to say on this?
Okay, sell out all games. That's a lie. We do not sell out all games. The ticket people, they retail them.
Okay.
So it's sold out in quotes. It's not actually sold out.
So you're calling Stick a liar?
You calling me a liar, Fish?
Yes.
Yes. Tell him, Fishy.
No, we sell out majority of our games. Can we say majority, Fish? Is that acceptable?
Sure, I guess.
Okay, perfect. So we sell out the majority of our games.
Quit lying, Stick.
We're Lions fans, or I'm a Lions fan. Corey's a Lions reporter. I took offense to this because you put the Cardinals up there, you put the Steelers up there. Nothing is easier in the world than to be a Steelers fan or a Patriots fan. Nothing is easier. Like, how hard is it to root for somebody that perennially wins? Like, you want true fans? Find the people that are rooting for perennial losers like we do here in Detroit.
How are the Cardinals up there so high as the best?
You guys are looking at the wrong teams, honestly.
What's that?
You guys are looking at the wrong teams.
You think the Cardinals are the best up there, though?
No, it's not even that. How the fuck are the New York Giants elite? They have the shittiest fan base. They bitch and complain. Any team located in New York is disqualified. They should be below the ground.
Yeah, same thing with Philly.
Well, it just makes no sense to me. And, like, you know what? Honestly, Lions fans are kind of pieces of shit, so I'm not mad where we're at, honestly.
What?
Like...
Dude,
you know,
we got like Uper Man, we got Crack Man, we got people that drive from the UP every Sunday to be tailgating in front of Ford Field. I mean, we pack Ford Field. Every time there's a semblance of a decent team, that place gets so loud, so raucous. If we ever held a home playoff game, I can't even imagine the earthquake that would be coming out of Ford Field.
I think we should take it as a compliment, though, because the category that the Detroit Lions are in are these types of teams. Now, I do think there's a lot to your point, but we have dealt with 50 years of complete mediocrity. So I don't think we deserve to be that low on the list. We should at least be in the middle. But whoever made this list, seriously, like, why are the Bears down there? Honestly. Like, the Bears are actually, like, a decent franchise.
The Bears are a decent franchise, but
yeah,
their fans
like, there's
suck.
a lot of history to it. Yeah, their fans suck, but their fans are diehard fans.
But this is all about the fans.
Yeah, well, the Bengals deserve to be there. Detroit Lions and Chicago Bears fans really don't need to be there, and I hate the fucking Bears.
Yeah,
honestly.
to Adam's point, I took it a little bit differently where it says there are fans of these teams. We're pretty much just saying, like, how in the hell are their Lions fans given based off what they've given the Lions? I mean, what the Lions have given their fan base. I mean, none of us have. I haven't seen a playoff win in my lifetime.
No.
So the fact that seeing continuous ineptitude, losing season after losing season, selling false hope in the offseason, and nothing ever happens. I mean, the fact that there are so many diehard fans, that so many fans did go to Ford Field despite the losing and sell out those games. I mean, yeah, it is pretty shocking that the Lions fan base has not gone on straight mutiny. Like,
right.
It's amazing. So to that question, there are fans of these teams. Yeah, it's pretty damn shocking.
I don't know, man, because then they're looping us in with the Colts. The Colts have had a decent, like, you know, a run. They got a decent team this year. They won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. I
think these guys like reputable people. Like, is this a reputable, like,
no? Mel
media?
Kiper did this one.
What the hell? How are the
McShay.
Colts in that conversation? Like, there's like franchises that are just dumpster fires and don't deserve to be anywhere near any of the NFL teams, and those are the Lions, the Cleveland Browns, the Bungles, the Jaguars, and maybe the Texans.
So
probably the Texans. After
who do you think
Deshaun
has
Watson.
the best fans in the NFL then?
The best fans?
Packers are definitely up there.
Definition of fans, though, is that based on team success or
No,
just...
it had nothing to do with the teams. I'm talking strictly fan base. Like,
You know why I
the
think-
Raiders. The Raiders have a badass fan base. Like, to me, they're probably top in the league.
I'm not a fan of this team, but I will say this. At my old job, one of my old jobs in the mortgage company I worked at, there was an influx of, in Michigan, diehard Steelers fans.
Yeah.
They would literally leave, I think they would leave on Saturdays, and they would drive out to Pittsburgh for the game, and they would be back for work by Monday. Like, they would literally do this for every home game. So for me, just off of just people that I know, I think Steelers fans may have some. I think Steelers fans being up there as some of the elite fan bases, that one is the one they actually did hit on.
Being very kind to Steelers fans. I think they're a bit toxic, but there's
Toxic?
One, there's
Remember
one,
in
there's one
2005
fan
when they were
base.
making that Super Bowl run?
There's-
Like, terrible towels were in every stadium
Terrible-
they played in.
Terrible,
When you have a
terrible
winning
towels
culture, you can
cost
be
my
toxic.
high school a fucking state title, all right? I don't want to talk about that
What'd
shit.
you say? Terrible towels
Terrible
cost you
towels
a...
cost us a state title.
What do you mean by that?
So my freshman year, we were in the state semifinals against Lake Orion, and our fucking school decided to be dumbasses and just come out with a terrible towel version of our school.
Are you kidding me?
Totally jinxed us. First play of the game, pick six. We were down like 21-0 before like 12 minutes left in
Who
the
threw
first
that
quarter.
pick six?
We don't want to talk about it.
But like when you look at this in best fan bases, I mean the Packers, they got sellouts at Lambeau Field in the cold. If you're telling me that all these fans that can stay out there in the cold don't deserve to be higher up on this list, that's crazy.
Yo,
and then
then you got to talk about the Bills. The Bills Mafia right now. That's
Mafia,
a crazy
but that's
fan
right
base.
now.
Throwing each other through fucking tables. Like, that is crazy.
If we're going to put that graphic back up on the screen and we're going to talk about the best fan bases, it's got to be the Steelers. It's got to be the Bills. Bills have to be in there.
Packers.
But why the fuck are the Cowboys in the middle? They should be below the fucking dirt. They have the worst fucking fans.
And
they
coach,
go
and
every
running back.
season. Every season they think they're a Super Bowl team. Like, holy fuck, how
Adam's
stupid.
hate for the Cowboys makes me so happy.
I mean, like, they're the freaking Cowboys. Like, everything about them being America's team is the biggest load of BS that I've ever heard in my life. How the hell are you America's team and you haven't won shit in like damn near 2 decades?
So what about Seattle? They got the 12th man. That's what they call themselves. Their fans.
Too new.
Too new?
I think they should be in the middle of that list. I mean, if I'm going to put it back up for you guys one more time. Seahawks, I think in the middle is okay. If you want to put them in elite, which is the second tier, I'd be okay with it, but it's too early on them. They've really only been relevant probably for the last 8 to 10 seasons.
To me, the worst fans in the league have to be Dolphins fans.
Come on, man. It's got to be the Cowboys.
It's got to be Dolphins, dude.
Why?
Nobody goes to Dolphins. Nobody gives a shit about football in Miami. Nobody. And it's not even in Miami. It's in, like, Hollywood, Florida. It's, like, 45 minutes outside of Miami.
Nobody cares about sports in Miami.
Period. I mean,
because there's no loyalty to that city. You know? Like, a lot of people, I feel like that's just a spot where you move to.
Yeah, no one's born in Miami.
You're in Detroit. You're in Green Bay. You're in places like that. That's all you got.
When you're in those cities like the Atlantas, the Miamis, the Orlandos, the LAs, those are like, I'll take this back. LA has a diehard, basketball fan base for the Lakers, but outside of that, some of those tourist cities, they don't care about sports. They're like, who goes to Atlanta and goes to a Hawks game? Who goes to Miami and really goes to a Heat game or a Dolphins game?
Right. And then you look at L.A., you mentioned L.A., like they didn't even have teams for 2 years. Now they obviously have 2, but their biggest football team was USC. That's all they cared about for the longest time. And they keep losing franchises after they get franchises. They're the number 2 market in the nation, and they cannot hold on to franchises.
I keep looking at this list. How the fuck are the Arizona Cardinals at the top?
This guy's got to be from Arizona.
This dude is a fucking idiot. Like, holy shit. Arizona's only been around for like 14, 15 years, realistically, with their new stadium.
I give it to this person. They made a hell of a troll job because it's got us hot.
No. There's a difference between being a troll. If they were a troll, they would have had the Lions as the best if they were a troll. That's being a troll. This
to me,
is just
Lions
weird
fans are the
We would have stood up for that, though.
The fact that even 10 people go to Ford Field on a Sunday should be impressive to anybody.
Lions fans should be in the middle for 2 reasons. One, because the franchise has been shit for 50 years. And number 2, although they are very, very good. Detroit fan base is amazing just for all the sports. I mean, it's like really, I could only think of 2 cities that are diehards, similar to how Detroit are. Boston and New York, really.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
But having said that,
Chicago has that love when their teams are good.
When that's the difference.
Yeah. Well, except for the Cubs. The Cubs are like a standalone. They'll be packed no matter what. But once again, that is the 3rd most populated city in the U.S. So of course you're going to fill a stadium that only fits 40,000 people. Like, we're 12th and we're filling all these stadiums. Any given weekend you'll have 100,000 people at Michigan. You'll have 60 or 70,000 people at Michigan State. You'll have 65,000 football fans at Ford Field. Like, Michigan and Detroit, the sports culture here is better than anywhere else, and we're one of the only major cities that have all 4 sports.
Yeah.
Somehow.
No, it's awesome. Like, and we're the only major city that has all 4 sports within the same district and walking distance.
I think Detroit is honestly, I could be a little bit biased here, but when you say stuff like that, that makes Detroit, to me, the best sports city in the country.
It is.
I mean, and the thing is, it's unfortunate that all the teams are not doing good right now.
Right now.
It's a rebuild. We're going through this retool.
But damn, when all teams are clicking, like when the Red Wings were clicking, when the Tigers were clicking, when the Pistons were clicking, the Lions have never really clicked. But when those 3 teams were clicking, my God, it was fun. It was so fun to be a Pistons fan, like April in the D. I remember that April in the D, like those stupid contests that they had for bands and rappers would come up with April in the D. We're not going to experience that for another couple years, but damn, once we get back to that, we are going to party.
The moment that they don't all have to be on a championship level. The moment that all 4 teams are watchable, Woodward and Woodward Sports, just with that whole right there, it's going to be a glorious moment.
And you love that culture, too, because whenever our teams are like that, like you used to see Justin Verlander at Piston games, and you used to see like that they would co-mingle with each other, which is also awesome to me, that all these people that play different sports respect each other, will show up, enjoy the sport, have a good time. Like
now all they do is just tweet each other, congratulations and good luck and things like that.
Right. Or like Blake Griffin, he hardly even fucking lived here. He would fly out to L.A. to his house in L.A. after games.
Good.
I will say this though, Blake Griffin would show up at a lot of Michigan games.
What
he would?
Actually.
I've personally have taken pictures of him. He will be on the Michigan sidelines watching the game. So
okay.
I'll give him that.
I wonder why. Maybe something to do with the Jordan brand.
That could be it.
100%.
But also too, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Blake Griffin I'm so happy he's out of here.
I'm gonna say this right now. And this is just not being.
He ain't even out of here.
This is not.
He's about to be.
It's no bias because I do love Michigan, but there is something. If you've never watched a game at the Big House, it is truly a real experience. It is like nothing else. As soon as they start playing Hail to the Victors and they come out and rush that field, it is truly one of those great experiences, especially if you're watching the night game.
Yeah, the only thing about the Big House that I was surprised at is it's not as loud as I thought it would be.
You know what?
There's 100,000 people there, but it's so sloped and spread out, and there's no roof that a lot of the sound just goes up and out.
Yeah.
It doesn't stay in, because I was expecting, oh my God, I've been to the Silverdome with 80,000 people, and you're like this in the Silverdome, and then you go there, and it's loud, but it's not as overwhelming as I thought it would be. But it's incredible to see.
Yeah, it's definitely not loud, and it's probably to that point too because the sound escaping. But man, when the fans are there,
yeah, I can't wait for.
With all that said, the Arizona Cardinals have the best fans.
What'd you say, Adam? Turn Adam's mic out real quick.
How? I just don't get it.
He's still looking at it over there.
That shit triggers me. Cowboys should be below the fucking dirt. Cardinals, I guess you could put them in the middle. They've been okay, but Lions fans got to be respected more. Bears fans got to be respected more. Even Browns fans. I mean, look at all the shit they've been through. Yeah. And now they're, up and up. They have the worst quarterback in the NFL, but that's a different conversation.
One of the best stadiums I've ever been to, and I just remember this, was the Jacksonville Jaguars. Dude, they got a freaking pool.
Oh, yeah.
In their field.
Yeah.
And I'm looking and there's literally girls in bikinis.
Yeah,
and
they
I'm
stock
like, what
that
the
thing.
Heck? Stock.
Where's the best stadium you think? So that's the best stadium you've been to. Where's the one for you?
I've only been to a couple outside,
You been to Lambeau, you said?
No, I have not been to Lambeau. That's on the bucket list. I've been to, it was Comiskey back in the day in Chicago. I've been to Fenway. I've been to FedEx Field in Washington, D.C. for football. FedEx Field was trash. I mean, Fenway was awesome for the experience, but it's not a great stadium. I mean, it was built 100 years ago. And then Comiskey was trash. So I really haven't had the best
crazy
away
experience.
We're spoiled here. Comerica Park is beautiful compared to everywhere else. Ford Field is beautiful, even though I wish it was an outdoor stadium.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I've been to Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
It's nice as hell. Another one I've been to, and one of my favorites, is the Raymond James Stadium. I love that. I actually went for a Buccaneers-Lions game, man. That was just sad watching the Lions lose that game, but that's neither here nor there. But I will say the worst one I've been to, he might be the GOAT, but I hate his stadium. I do not like United Center.
Oh, okay.
It's just so bland.
Yeah.
It almost feels like it would be a CBA type of arena. Out of all the basketball arenas I've been to, that's one of my least favorites.
Yeah, outside the statue they have out front. Nothing going on at that stadium.
Well, on the bright side, Corey, at least when you left home, Detroit, and you went to Raymond James Stadium and you watched the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Lions, at least it still felt like home because the Lions were losing.
Oh, it was comforting.
It was a bludgeoning, but yeah. It felt like home.
We got to give a shout out to MyBookie. Just go to mybookie.com, and all you got to do, enter promo code Woodward, and they will match your first deposit up to $1,000. So you can get in on the Michigan-Illinois game tonight, where Michigan is favored by 8 points if you want to get in on that bet. All you got to do, go to mybookie.com right now and enter that promo code so we can get you some free money, and then you can parlay that into more money and have a little bit of fun this weekend, too. Let's take a quick break. When we come back in 15 seconds, we got some things to talk about, Joey.
Oh, yes, we do.
We'll do that next.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys and ladies. This is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network. We are live on our app right now. Make sure you download it for free. You just search Woodward Sports in your Apple App Store. And you can also listen to us on all of our social medias at Woodward Sport. Thank you to everybody who's checking us out on YouTube right now, on Facebook, and, of course, on Twitter. We appreciate you, and make sure you follow us everywhere else, Twitch, TikTok, all that good stuff. We got tons of entertaining content up for you. I know we've talked a lot of football today, but I still want to stick on this topic because of Alex Smith leaving Washington. And it's not so much Alex Smith leaving Washington, it's kind of what he said, that Washington never wanted him there, and Ron Rivera's organization or his crew never really wanted Alex Smith there. They kind of looked at him as dead weight, which is kind of sad to hear after the little love affair I had with Ron Rivera this season, and the trials and tribulations that he went through as a coach. To hear that the culture there is kind of like, you're dead goods, we don't want you. It's just weird to hear. But Alex Smith has a future. Do you think he's going to be a starting quarterback anywhere in the NFL?
Definitely do not think he's going to be a starting quarterback anywhere in the NFL. Congrats to him coming back from that injury. Like,
that leg was almost amputated.
That leg it did not look good, but I think his days as a starter are done. I don't see any team where, even when you're looking at teams that are drafting QBs, I don't see where he would come in off rip and be a better, replacement or person to even be a stopgap quarterback moving forward. I think he's better off going somewhere and being a backup, being an insurance policy. I wish he was the Lions insurance policy as opposed to freaking the
Chase Daniels. We pay too much money.
Too much money for that guy, but yeah, it's his starter days are done to me.
Yeah, Joey?
I think so too. I mean, he would definitely be a good person to have on the backup, but to hear the way that they came out and said all that, it does suck, because I mean that's one of the greatest comeback in sports.
For real. And then you also love what his wife did, turning his leg brace into the Lombardi Trophy. That was awesome. A couple of the teams that he's rumored to go to already. The rumors are swirling, and it's literally the same teams that Deshaun Watson and everybody else is rumored to go to. I mean, you got the Broncos, the Bears, and the Eagles are where he could go start. That is what I've been reading. Adam's over there shaking his head. You don't agree with any of those teams?
No, I don't understand anymore, man. Some of the shit.
Well, the Bears are perpetually
honestly, if there's a perfect fit for Alex Smith, it's to go be the backup to Lamar Jackson. I think that's a perfect fit for him. Hell yeah.
Hell no.
Hell yes.
He'll get that leg snapped again.
No.
They would have
to
a
backup, not a starting quarterback.
They would have to rebuild that entire offense if Lamar Jackson gets injured. You can't run that same. You could do it with RG3, but you can't run that same offense with Alex Smith.
No, that offense has actually turned much more into a passing offense.
You fooled me.
No, look at the last 10 games of the season. They started actually throwing the ball.
10 games?
Yeah, they turned their offense completely. They need to get a receiver, but no, I think it's a good fit.
They need to get 3 receivers.
He's not a starting quarterback.
The place that I think would be interesting for him to go is back home, back to Kansas City, to be Patrick Mahomes' backup. Because
did you see how much Patrick Mahomes was running in the Super Bowl?
Not much.
Not much?
No, well, he had turf toe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. See, turf toe. It's an injury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, it kind of affects the game plan, but whatever. So Patrick Mahomes, I think that would be a good spot for him. Joey, it may break your heart because that's no more Henny time.
No. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. But you do see that Patrick Mahomes is susceptible to some injuries here and there, little tweaks. He hasn't had a major injury in the NFL. He's familiar with Andy Reid's system. If I'm him, I'm looking to go be Patrick Mahomes' backup. I think they can only sign him, though, for like 1.5, 1.2, because if they release Henny, I think they take like $375,000 cap hit. Not really huge, but is Alex Smith really ready to be a backup for $1.5 million?
I think that Alex Smith needs to, first off, just do what's best for him, because while going back to Kansas City would be a great feel-good story, if somebody go ahead and decides they're going to throw a bag at him, whether it's to start or be a high-profile backup QB, hey, take the best offer you can get. At this point, I kind of consider him like a Derrick Rose at this point in career. If you're just able to be healthy and get a check, go out and go get it.
Yeah.
As a backup, though.
Yeah. One place, the Eagles, I thought was very interesting because are you guys sold on Jalen Hurts as a starter?
I'm not sold on Jalen Hurts as a starter, but I'm definitely not sold on Alex Smith going there, because the Eagles still have the same problem they've been having almost for a decade. Their quarterbacks have been getting killed.
Right.
Like left and right. Is something going on with that offensive line? I'm not saying it's the worst, but it's something going on with them where their quarterbacks cannot protect the quarterback and keep them healthy. So I don't think that, given that they need to rebuild that team and they need to draft pieces for that line, or at least add them in free agency, I think that would be a horrible spot for
If you're
Alex
Alex Smith and you're thinking of going to Philly, the only reason you go to Philly is because they probably have the best life insurance, because you're probably going to die with that offensive line protecting you. Seriously.
That's not something you want to look for in your new team. So we just wanted to touch on that and see where Alex Smith is going. I still think Kansas City is his best spot to wind up. I really don't see him starting anywhere for the remainder of his career, and it's tough, but that's the way the NFL goes.
Didn't he sign a fat deal with Washington, though?
It wasn't too crazy. No.
He's gonna end up. I know where he's gonna be. He's gonna be a Lion. Watch it. On a cheap price. Nothing crazy.
We got to give a shout out to Grow Green MI. They got the dankest deals in town, and if you mention Woodward Sports, they're going to take care of you and hook you up with a free T-shirt. So you can call them. You can go to growgreenmi.com, or you can show up at their store in Whitmore Lake, which is huge. It's massive. They have everything you need for any size grow operation that you have and anything that you're growing. If you want to grow tomatoes in your basement because you love it, do it. It's nice to have a little room of sunshine in your house. Everybody's got room in their basement or a closet where you can get something in there. So make sure you hit up growgreenmi.com for all your grow needs. Something that kind of just sparked last night, Chad sent this in our Woodward Sports group chat. It's our content chat. It's about unpaid internships, and I wanted to touch on this because he sent this, and now I'm seeing lots of other people in the media reply to it. Jane Slater said, one other layer for the future journalists. For your first few years, feel unpaid. I made $16.5K in my first 2 years and worked harder than I've ever worked. There's a reason not everyone makes it in this business. I don't have time for those who don't understand the grind. So she's saying unpaid internships, you prove your worth through them, correct? Like, that's what I'm taking away from that.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a bunch of other people saying that unpaid internships are unfair. You're taking advantage of people. Pay them for their time. And you're seeing her get a lot of pushback. I was an unpaid intern at one point, 7 months unpaid at 93.1 DRQ back in the day. And I learned more in that 7 months being an intern, and it opened the door for me than any $9 an hour that they would have given me. Joey, you did an unpaid internship, right?
Yeah, I did an unpaid internship for just a few months, but then, I worked on your show for free for a couple of years.
Yep.
So it's like I had a couple of years of doing some free work while I was still going to school, and Subway was my grind where I was getting money to at least pay for school and to get by.
Right. And Corey, you've had unpaid internships, correct?
Did an unpaid internship with the Detroit Pistons and one with Fox Sports Detroit. And I will say that on those unpaid internships, outside of here, I've learned more on my unpaid internships than I did on the jobs I've had.
Right.
It's where I was able to cut my teeth, and I was able to see if it's what I really wanted to do. Like, okay, all the stuff that I had to do, logging tapes, doing stuff for the the players, running those errands, being abreast of the stats. Do I really want to do this? And I found it out during an internship.
Yeah, Fish, I wanted to get you on the mic for this because you are currently an unpaid intern. And how do you feel about being an unpaid intern?
Fine, part of life.
Part of life?
Yeah.
And you're one of the hardest workers in this building. I think we all agree on that, right?
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Have you been getting value out of your unpaid internship?
Yeah, of course, yes.
Something you think you could carry on with you?
I hope. We'll see.
Fish isn't very emotional, so it's tough to get this stuff out of him. But, because obviously we're thinking about the interns that we have here at Woodward Sports when I'm reading stuff like this. And, I'm reading other people say, hey, pay them for their time and all this stuff. And it's like, listen, we've all put in that grind. We've all sacrificed. I quit a job that I had when I was managing lids inside Oakland Mall to take my unpaid internship. Now, one of the arguments is, only people that are affluent and have that safety net are able to take unpaid internships. I don't agree with that either.
Not necessarily.
Not true at all.
I was working when I was interning for the Pistons. I also had my actual job at Macy's, and it was like they would schedule my job availability around the internship. Then my manager came to me one day and he was just like, he just all of a sudden, turned on me. He was like, hey, you got to pick between that internship or, working here. And I'm like, oh, all right, you made my decision real easy. I quit Macy's.
Yeah.
That wasn't going to be my end goal. I mean, no offense to anybody that works at, those, 9-to-5 jobs or retail jobs, but working at Macy's wasn't my end goal. Working in sports, being in this position right here was. So when you have to be able to make those sacrifices to get in those positions.
And it's all about you knowing what you want for your career, because if you do want that Macy's gig, then you better get paid for that work, because that's not an industry really where you do get that internship and prove yourself. That's one of those that you get that entry-level position and you work your way up and you prove yourself. But especially in the media industry and even in like doctoral industries and things like that, to where you need to get that experience, the whole point to an unpaid internship is that that's how you at least get your foot in the door, because there's thousands of people that want the same jobs that we have. You get your foot in the door and you prove yourself, because you have to show that you're going to stand out amongst the rest of the people. And that's why I get so frustrated with this, because especially where we are right now in society, I feel like it's become so soft to where
no one wants to work for anything.
No one wants to work for anything, let alone being paid, that we want to see you stand out as an intern, to where we should give you that opportunity because you proved that you deserve that and you proved that you're able to shine in that position.
Fish, what do you got to say, buddy?
Yeah, they told me multiple times at Specs Howard, they said, hey, are you willing to work unpaid intern? I said, yes.
Yeah, and honestly, when we first started this, I reached out to Specs Howard for some interns, and one of the comments I got back, I'm not going to say who said this to me, they're like, listen, sometimes we're having problems issuing interns because they all want to be paid right off the bat. And it's like, okay, then they're not interns, they're employees.
Yep.
And I expect a lot more out of my employees than I do my interns. Interns, I look at kind of, like college or high school basketball players. They're learning. It's the fundamentals. You're trying to get them into the group. If I'm paying you, I got different standards I'm holding you to than I hold an intern to. So we can play that game, but just understand it comes with different weights and measures. So, it's concerning that kids think internships should all be paid at this point.
And also, too, if you're in college and you know what you're doing, I mean, yeah, I did not get paid for my Pistons internship, but I got 9 credits towards my degree.
Yeah, and
that
you
means
do get
more.
credits. And how much are credits? I mean, you got to pay for those.
So if you're registering, shouldn't even really be a life hack, but if you're registering for classes and you're going to do an internship, make sure you can get credit for that internship, because boom, you can register that as a class and then you can still get your refund or whatever you want off of that. So yeah, you're not getting paid, but at the same time, it's going towards your degree if you're doing it in college. And even if you're not doing it in college, if you're a postgraduate internship, you're gaining that experience and that leverage where you can parlay that into your next position if they don't bring you on there. Sometimes I've seen people who are interns, they get their internship stopped in the middle of it because they get hired on because of the job that they've done. So I don't get the whole. Like I said, I'm biased because I've done internships. Heck, like I said, we've seen Rob. I've done an internship with Rob Parker, and I've done multiple internships that have given me so much knowledge. And I think that people are they're looking at the finish line, and they're not realizing that it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Right, 100% a marathon, 100% a marathon. The game's never over until you quit, too.
Look at Stephen A. Smith. Now, Stephen A. Smith was actually, he was bumping his head. He was about to quit. Right, and then this is a true story. He came out of his own mouth. He said Rob Parker told him right when he was about to quit, "Don't do it. You're tripping. Stick with the long haul."
Yep.
Now he's the highest paid person at ESPN.
That's one of my favorite memes that sometimes I use it to inspire myself is like there's a guy digging a tunnel and there's gold right here and there's this much left for him to dig and he's like, I quit. When if he just dug that much more, he would have gotten the gold. And like for me in my situation, I actually faked my internship. Like I wasn't in college, but obviously ABC Disney required paperwork from a college to actually have an internship. So I called Henry Ford Community College. I told them, hey, I'm going to enroll in your program, but I got an excellent chance at an internship right now. I just need the paperwork. Can you please get me your internship paperwork and I will enroll in the program next semester. And they were cool with it. They said, okay, we'll leave a packet out for you. I took the packet, never went to Henry Ford Community College, but I got my foot in the door. And, I had an intern before that I kept telling, dude, you got to get your paperwork. I don't know how to do it. Dude, you got to get your paperwork. I don't know how to do it.
They won't give me credit for it, though.
Yeah. And what happened? I let them go. Because if you can't figure out a way to get it done, you're not going to figure out other ways to get stuff done when it really matters. Like if finding a way, if I was able to finagle the system to get my fake internship, you should be able to figure it out. And I even laid it out for him too, and he still didn't put the initiative on himself to do it.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember
it
how
pissed me off.
You were kind of like winking, like, well, go ahead and get your own internship. And it's like, how dumb could you be? Like, you got to go out there and make that opportunity happen.
Yep.
Usually when you're about to quit something, you're probably on the other side of your breakthrough, and that's really why a lot of people don't make it. They don't really exhaust all of their options. I think, I don't want to speak for both of you, but I feel comfortable in saying that trying to get to your dream, you've both exhausted all of your options to position yourself for what you want. If you're not willing to do that, then you're not willing to succeed. You got to be willing to try everything.
Yep, you got to put it out there. Let's take a quick break. It is now 9:50. When we come back, it is time for Fish's Facts right here on the Woodward Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Grow Green's dank deals roll on with deep discounts on the grow gear you need. Insane deals like 128 site easy cloners for $2.75, Purpinator gallons for $50, and bags of Ocean Forest or Cultivation Nation 70/30 for just $8. Score your dank deal at growgreenmi.com.
Morning, Art.
Morning, D-Mac.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Is it time?
Yeah, it is. Fish!
Go fish.
Fish Facts.
It's fish!
Just hearing the word fish makes me smile so much. And then I look over there and I see this young man smiling. Our unpaid intern, Fish.
Yay! You know what I love, too, is on our new show, The Hook, with Darren McCarty, Pilar Lastra, Maz, Art, they call it the fish box. The fish bowl. The fish bowl. And that's where Fish is. So he got his own little fish bowl over there. I love it.
Well, she said, Pilar said that's what they call people in the box. I had no clue.
Yeah, well, it works. And it also works that the show is called The Hook, and they got a fish. Fish on the hook.
Exactly.
Fish, what are your facts of today?
Your favorite player, or second favorite player, LaMelo Ball.
Okay.
We have a stat on him. He started 14 games. He's got 20 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 6 assists.
Ooh.
His field goal percentage is in the 40s. Free throw percentage in the 80s. Anyways, he is the only one rookie have ever averaged 26-6 for an entire season.
Oscar Robinson?
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah!
Wow.
Boom,
Wow.
baby!
Yeah, good job.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, very good.
He didn't even prep me with that.
Look at that.
No.
Did you expect me to know that, Fish?
Did I expect you to know that?
Yeah.
Sure, I guess. I don't really know.
Fish is not impressed.
Yesterday, James Harden averaged 30 points, 14 rebounds, and 15 assists.
Oh.
It is the first 30, 10, and 15 game in Nets franchise history.
Wow, okay.
It's probably going to be more of those.
You would have thought Jason Kidd maybe would have reached that at some point when he was playing for the Nets, but no. He had a lot of triple-doubles, but he wasn't a big scorer, though, I guess.
Jefferson, he was.
And then Maz is probably going to bring it up. Watch the hook at 3 o'clock on this day in history. Wilt Chamberlain, the big 100.
Oh, he scored 100 points today?
He scored 100 points March 2nd in 1962.
Wow.
Long time
100
ago.
freaking points.
Yeah, it hasn't been matched. Kobe is the closest to come with 82, so we know it can be done, and Wilt was a dominant player.
Yeah, he was I didn't get to see him, of course, I wish, but yeah, he was very good.
Yeah, his competition wasn't that great either.
All right, so bets now. Suns-Lakers is tonight. I'm going with the Phoenix Suns.
Okay.
I just like the Phoenix Suns.
Adam is taking the over on that game.
He's taking the over on that game, yes.
Are you taking over or under? Or do you just want to bet the money line?
I'll go safe. Yeah, I'll go safe. Money line,
Okay.
Suns.
Awesome.
Although that's risky, too.
Yeah, that's okay. I like the Suns. They're active. They're young. They got a good core. I like that team.
All right, Illinois, Michigan. We got a big debate in the room of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over 8, Michigan.
Oh, so you're with Joey?
I'm with Joey.
You think it's
Yeah.
going to be a blowout?
I don't know if it's a blowout.
I mean, if it's over 8 points.
That's a blowout.
Okay. I'd say I'd say in between 15.
Okay. 15. That's what Joey said, too. You guys are on the same wavelength this morning.
And then Indiana, Michigan State. I think Indiana's going to win.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So those are your bets?
Yeah, those are my bets.
All right. Well, thank you, Fish, for coming on every morning at 9:50 with Fish's Facts and Fish's Bets. That fact about Oscar Robinson is pretty good.
Yeah.
I like it. The big O, baby.
Still not impressed with you knowing it.
I am. I'm patting myself on the back since none of you assholes want to do it. Thank you, guys. All right, coming up next, Joey's Dumbass of the Day. Let's hit this sweeper right now.
Now, to present the award,
it is Joey.
It is time. Dumbass of the day.
Why would you do that? And the loser is...
Oh, it's finally one of those days that we get to have a dumbass of the day that is a part of the Woodward Sports Network, guys.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Like, really? A part of the network is a dumbass of the day?
Yep. And this one, we actually got to introduce somebody to you.
Go ahead.
And his name is Justin, one of our newest members, heading all of our digital side of the whole Woodward Sports Network, doing all our creative and all the lower thirds you see on our videos and all our videos. That's Justin right here. Hey, Justin.
How's it going, man? How's it going, guys?
It's going well. So what is this dumbass you speak of?
So the dumbass actually is not Justin.
Okay.
It's somebody that Justin was hanging out with over the weekend, and I want to pass it over to you, Justin, to really explain, first off, who this dumbass is to you.
Yeah, so let me set it up. So this weekend, we were out celebrating one of my little brother's like best buddies' birthdays. And we're all like really tight, like my brother. Like I grew up with all of his friends and whatnot, so we're all pretty tight. And my sister was also with us. Like we're a pretty nice, fun little family. And while we're bowling, one of my little brother's buddies, like every time my sister goes up to bowl, he's just staring at her butt. And like, Aaron, I love you to death, man, but you gotta not be so obvious. So I started snapping, of course, and I was sending him to her, and we thought it was so funny. I showed Joey.
So he was just like straight up staring at her ass.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious.
And this guy is one of your best friends.
Oh yeah, he's a great dude. We're all really good friends, so that's why like I'm hoping he doesn't get mad that we're gonna show this.
Too bad, man. Don't be staring at your sister's ass. You won't have these problems. Let's watch the video, Adam. I want to see this. So how many times was he doing this?
Well, the game's go fast, and everybody stops getting up his knees.
You caught him on that 3 times. You know he did it probably like upward 10 times.
bully. You ain't gonna catch me on Snap. Like, I got the peripherals for that.
Like, here's my thing. And then you see on that one where he went down to pretend like he was tying his shoes and then looked up.
Yeah,
like,
and he's like can't even like look down while he's like the whole time he's like pretending to tie.
So what is his name?
It's Aaron.
Aaron. And he's our dumbass of the day.
Listen,
Aaron.
the Slanik family loves you a lot, but Aaron, you can't do this to the best friend, to the homies.
Right, you're with her brothers, all of her brothers, man. Like, don't be so obvious. But
would you be cool with Aaron dating your sister?
Oh yeah, I mean, like they've been kind of talking for a little while. So,
Okay,
like, it's
all
totally cool, but it's just like, come on, man. Like, it's so obvious.
Aaron is the dumbass.
Let me hit the official dumbass.
You dumbass.
You dumbass. Yeah, don't get caught looking at your boy's sister's ass.
Yep. And I made like, if you want to add her on Insta, dude, I made her a little thing, Adam, if you want to throw that up.
Oh, you made her a little lower third?
So if you want to take her bowling, there you can add her right there.
She got a big bank, man, so go ahead and take her bowling.
If you want to take on my sister who has a nice ass, go ahead. Add her right there at the bottom.
We got to set her up with Fish.
Yeah,
She actually loves fish.
She loves fish.
Fish! We can do it, baby!
What you think, Fish?
Do you see that booty, Fish?
I did not.
Well, thank you, Justin, for coming on with that snap. We appreciate it. And for everybody, if you're just meeting Justin, like Joey says, he does all of our digital graphics here. Every time you see something pop up on the screen that we're talking about, Justin makes it. He works very hard, very vigilant, and long days for all the shows right now. You're doing it for 3 live shows plus everything else we have on the network. So
you should have seen how pissed Justin was when we were talking about the unpaid internships, because this guy probably got us beat for like working for free and really just grinding it out to get the opportunities that this guy's gotten in his life.
Gotta start somewhere, you know.
Yeah, well, we appreciate having you here, so thank you for being part of the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you, everybody who was checking in this morning on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and thank you to everybody who was listening on the app this morning. We appreciate you. Make sure you download that now. It's free in your app store. Just search Woodward Sports Network. And don't forget, we got Baligian and Bell coming up at 11 a.m., and then our new show, The Hook, with Darren McCarty, kicks off at 3 p.m., live streaming on all of our platforms, including the app, today, 3 to 5, right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Have a great Tuesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.